This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade prior to the NBA's trade deadline on February 9th. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, a 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round draft pick. 49ers are going to the NFC Championship following their 19-12 win over the Cowboys yesterday at Levi Stadium. Niners have a 12-game winning streak and will look to make it 13 when they face the Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday, with the winner going to the Super Bowl. Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are looking to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to tonight's game with game night starting at 6 and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports. It's 11 a.m., which means it's time for the Deuce and Mo Show.
Live from Sacramento.
It's Deuce and Mo
On Sactown Sports.
We are live! What a moment! For the first time in nearly 7 years, Deuce and Mo are back together with our guy Chris Verlon. And Sactown Sports ventures in new territory for the first time in its history, live from 6A to 6P local. Can you believe it? And what a time it is. The Kings are red hot on the season. A big game tonight. The Niners are headed to the NFC Championship game, and we are back. Morgan, Reagan, how are you?
Wow.
Oh, I'm pumped.
Oh, no.
I'm juiced.
You got me pumped. I'm trying to match your energy, just like the Sacramento Kings need to do with the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. I am digging this vibe. I am so excited to be back here, to be with our very own Chris Verlon. Oh, my God. Like, I miss that man so much. We got to do a little crossover with Jason Ross right before this. And with all of you who are watching, who are listening, just thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And for you out there who don't know who we are, it's going to be like 3 people that maybe don't.
I'm sure there's something out there.
In all seriousness, I'm Deuce Mason. That is Morgan Reagan, born and raised in Sacramento. We did a show here a long time ago. We left. We did some other things. We've done TV. Morgan's on NBC Sports California for Kings pre and post. We do the Deuce and Mo podcast. And because of the support from all people who watched us on YouTube, who were with us in 2020, when we had 10 people watching. Now after games, we got a lot of people watching. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be here today. And for those who are new, just know this is more than a radio station now.
Tell us why.
This is bigger than a radio station now. Sure, you can listen on 1140 AM or 96.1-2 FM, but you can watch us live and engage with us on YouTube, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. You better subscribe. And the biggest thing you could do with all the people watching us live right now is hit that thumbs up button, because all that does is help this channel grow so more and more people all throughout the world check out this show, this station. Yeah, Morgan, I'm standing up because I don't know what to do in this studio. It feels fun.
Your stance is quite aggressive. There we go. There we go. We loosened it up a little.
I mean, I still see people. Shout out to Mike and Matt and Justin in the house. We got Chris. I'm telling you, we will be engaging with you. We put a poll question up today on the YouTube page. Do the Kings have a shot tonight against Memphis? We'll get to that later on today. Of course, you can also download the free Sactown Sports app in your app store. Just download that. So
easy.
Yeah, it's bigger than a radio station. YouTube, the app, radio, we're going to be everywhere. And we appreciate you guys being here on this journey with us. Morgan Reagan.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? Because it's in all seriousness, it's been a long time since we've done first time doing a show in this studio together. We're back at the old building. What does this mean to you to be back live daily talking sports in Sacramento?
Oh, well, that's a sweet little question to start off the show with. You know, it's really cool because I got my start in sports media at the old station when it was obviously Sports 1140. And I was an intern. At the time, like you didn't have to pay interns, right? So I was working for no money legally. And I found ways to just really keep grinding in the business, right? Like I just really wanted to make it, didn't know how I was going to do it, kept trying to show like, look, I can be on air. Please, 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 let's do something. And then I got those opportunities and just being back now at the place that gave me some of those opportunities to start in my hometown market in sports media. It's full circle. And I'm just like so happy to be here today, talking about so many different sports. That's the other thing. Watching football yesterday, it was a little different. I've been watching for fun for the last 7 years, and not to say like it wasn't fun, but actually taking down some notes and be like, oh, I want to remember that, or I'm going to actually talk about that with other football minds that are out there and that are going to engage with us. It was cool and different, and it got me pumped.
Yeah, for me, it's wild because technically this is the start of my third stint here.
Please explain.
Well, I first started as an intern.
Should I stand up really quick?
No, just okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I just feel like I should be standing up. Do I not stand up?
No, I just feel like I should match your energy. Go on.
I just think I'm pumped up, so I'm standing up today.
For sure.
I first started at KHK when I was 16 years old as an illegal intern. Like, hey, hush, don't tell anyone.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm sure I violated many child labor laws, or they did. So I screened phone calls. And then I got hired behind the scenes when I was 18 years old. And then got promoted, eventually was full-time here. I left to go to San Francisco. Went there, worked at that station for a year, then came back and was here for a little bit. And we got fired. We got fired together.
That was cool.
Dude, that was, honestly, kind of fun.
Like,
in a way.
Well, having that together on April Fool's Day, it's like, it's not a joke. But then again, being able to come back here after, good stuff.
Yeah, and here we are again. I've told people this before. I feel so fortunate that being born and raised in Sacramento, when I was a little kid, listening to the station, being obsessed with the Kings, being obsessed with sports conversation, I get to work in my hometown. And I've been able to do this for like 18 years.
Oh my God. Oh, you're old.
18 years. I feel so lucky to do it. This Kings community, the Sacramento community is amazing. And I'm so excited that all of you have been on this journey with us, and we're going to continue together.
Yeah, the support has just been absolutely amazing. And not only from, obviously, when we got to announce that we were doing this show together, but from everyone that saw us on NBC Sports California the other night in pre-half and post-game show. Again, the love has just been almost overwhelming in some ways, where I can't even take it. Like, my heart cannot even take it anymore. And I'm just so thankful that you're all here in this community. So thank you for always supporting us.
I feel like Chris really is about to say something. Ooh. I felt like a barb was
coming. No barb. As you guys were talking about your history, I think I realized something.
What?
I believe this is the station first.
What's that?
This is a show comprised of former interns for 1140.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other show that has had that.
That's a really cool.
You're damn right.
That's a cool point. Cool point, Chris. I think we need to make some shirts, just like KHK intern.
No, that sounds terrible. No one is wearing those. In the live chat, Kevy says, "Is it appropriate to get a hell yeah?" Oh, are you kidding me? If you're ready for a little Deuce and Mo, what? Give me a hell yeah. Yeah, we'll get that drop. And then the chat is literally saying, "Hell yeah." A couple people are saying the audio is off. We'll figure that out. You got first show. I don't know what's happening. It could be your computer too. But we have a jam-packed show today. We've got Mark Jones joining us, the voice of the Sacramento Kings. He's going to be stopping by. And we're going to be catching up with Matt Maiocco, 49ers insider and huge Matthew Dellavedova fan.
Yeah, amazing.
But the biggest thing we want you guys to know out there is this show is not just going to be us. Of course, Chris is going to be involved. But we do want you guys involved. We want you guys active in the chat. We want you guys to be a part of the show. We've done it with our night chats, and it's been cool to see the community grow and grow and grow. We want you engaged in the chat. We want you, if you guys want to call, you can call the show, believe it or not.
So cool.
916-339-1140, I believe, or 1-800-920-1140 is the other path.
Wow, you remember all the numbers?
Oh, one's in front of me.
Oh, God.
I've worked here before, too.
Genius, I tell you. Genius.
But we are excited to be a part of this journey. So the biggest thing you can do, hit the thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed. What a weekend it was, by the way, Morgan.
Dude, okay.
What?
Before we talk about, because I know we're going to be talking about this weekend of
Yeah,
football
yes.
for a lot of the show, Kings basketball, everything. But for you, watching sports this weekend, did you have a different mindset knowing that you were going to do your first show back here at Sactown Sports in like 7 years?
A different mindset watching?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because you have to actually talk about the game.
Okay.
But it's not like we just disappeared and didn't watch sports because we weren't doing a sports show. Like, we still watch football.
100%. Again, I just didn't know if your mindset, like if it brought you more joy, like if there was different things that just like sparked something else different from you that you didn't have in a while.
I think for me, just watching playoff football. Like,
There we go.
it's just a different level. Like yesterday, you're watching that game, the Bills-Bengals game, snow. I went, that's playoff football.
Oh.
It doesn't really, Santa Clara didn't feel like playoff football because it's just all nice weather. Although there was some wind.
Crisp.
But the game itself had a playoff intensity.
Thank
it wasn't
you.
just like 45 to 40.
No.
Like the Niners winning the shootout. They grinded that out.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. I remember you telling, I'm sure so many people know this already, but Deuce grew up. I mean, he inherited being a Dallas Cowboys fan.
You gotta
Because
bring that up.
I mean,
You gotta bring
I
that
do,
up.
because you said this and you said that, you've been like on and off really a fan of Dallas over the
Yeah.
years. You just root for teams around the NFL. But then yesterday you said it sparked something different with you, seeing those Cowboys jerseys. Like you got a little aggressive when it was like going up against the Niners.
I don't have the same love for the Dallas Cowboys as I did as a kid. I don't like Jerry Jones. Breaking news. Don't like Jerry Jones.
Does anybody?
But yeah,
out
seeing the Cowboys Niners, I grew up on that. So that did spark something in me, but I don't have that same, like I'm not in pain today. I
No.
enjoyed what the 49ers did yesterday. I more watch football from afar now. Like I don't have a team. I watch every Niners game.
Mhm.
I check in on that,
Okay.
watch the big games.
But here's the other thing. If the Cowboys had a quarterback that you believed in, I think you would be right back feeling that spark again.
This isn't about Dak today.
I know.
We're not
it's
making
not-
this
I
about
know.
Dak today.
I'm
I don't-
just- Before we get into other things, that's why I just wanted to get some of this stuff out of the way because it's true. It's true. I feel like you would feel
Ever since I lost my beloved Tony Romo, it's been different for me, for
Oh.
sure. All right, coming up next, we'll go more into the 49ers and what they did against the Dallas Cowboys. Plus, we'll look back at the Kings weekend and look ahead to the biggest game of the Kings season. We're not going anywhere. Live, local, 11 to 2 p.m. right here on Sactown Sports. Okay, so I think we are still live on the chat. We're going to stay live during commercials. Chat, let me know if you can still hear us because we're going to keep this rolling.
Can you hear me?
Still, what is up, Leezy? Oh, what's up, Joe? Seriously, appreciate everyone being here right now. That's the one thing we're going to keep doing. This awesome. They can hear us. That is great. So the show does not end when we go to commercial. We're going to keep talking during breaks. We'll talk to you guys and see what's going on. You guys want to throw topics our way? We'll be here. We're hanging out.
Yeah.
It's like a night chat.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much our goal with all of this, right? It's just to make sure that everything's staying the same of how we've been doing things over the last couple of years with our podcast because it's a good vibe and we just want to bring some good vibes.
You know what's wild?
What?
That I got out on time. I just saw the 12 up there and I just knew. That's when we got a break on the radio, but we keep it rolling here. YouTube chat. Appreciate you guys. I see Dave in there. Brandon, appreciate you. Metal, some familiar faces. Dave, you on Fanatics in the building? It's like we're doing a roll call here. Tuning in from Vegas. Thankful for the YouTube stream. We'll get used to it.
What
Hey,
up,
6A to 6P. This is going to be live on Sactown Sports. You're going to have a morning show with Dave and Jason and Jay. Anyway, we're coming back.
Already?
Yeah,
Wow.
1 minute break.
He throws over the middle to Turbo. He gets hammered down by Jimmy Ward. The game is over. What a way to Niners are on their way to Philadelphia.
Wow, the Niners for the third time in 4 years headed to the NFC Championship. Deuce Mason, Morgan Reagan. It's Deuce and Mo, the first day of the new show. That kind of rhymed. It did rhyme. We're going to be live 11 to 2 p.m. every single day. And the show doesn't end when we go to break. We stay live on the YouTube feed throughout. Talk with the chat at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. So the Niners get it done. We'll be talking some Kings too, because this is the biggest game of the season in my mind.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so they're coming off of one of their not their worst loss of the season.
One of the most disappointing losses.
There we go.
Yeah,
to one of the biggest games of the season.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. We're going to talk all about it. We got Mark Jones later today, the voice of the Kings, and Matt Maiocco from NBC Sports California, who covers the Niners. Man, that Niners game. I mean, I think when you just take a step back and realize what we're witnessing, I always talk about enjoy the come up. Please enjoy this Brock Purdy story. This is not typical. The Niners have won 12 in a row overall. They're 8-0 when he starts. And yesterday, it's not like he threw 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, but everyone in that huddle trusted him, and he made plays down the stretch of that game. He didn't make mistakes. This guy was the last pick of the draft, and make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense, which makes actually I can kind of make it make sense here. Let's say this, a little bit of this, right? I think most people can agree with this, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback coach, and how many times have we been like, okay, if Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have Kyle Shanahan in that system, what would he be? I think we're good. Just listen.
You are calling Brock Purdy a system quarterback.
No. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying Kyle Shanahan can elevate quarterbacks, right? And I think when it comes to Brock Purdy, you're seeing this rookie in this system that is helping him elevate his game. And what's great about him is that, and this is not going to be a dump all over Jimmy G conversation because there's too much good going on. No, we're not doing that today. But there's so many times that Jimmy G would throw the ball and it looked like someone was going to die, right? He puts his receivers in bad situations.
I just need to make something clear. Morgan said this is not a dump on Jimmy G segment, but that he would almost get his receivers killed.
Correct.
Okay,
so just, and I think we can all agree on that, right? So that would happen with Jimmy G. What you're seeing with Brock Purdy is that he does a great job of hitting his guys in motion. And he does a great job of leading them. Just a really precise, very cool, calm, and collected, not only out there, but in these press conferences that we're seeing. So for me, Deuce, it's not only a great story, the guy deserves all the love that he's getting for being a really good quarterback right now.
Everyone talked about, wait till he has a real test. Wait until this game. Wait until the first playoff game. Wait until he plays the Dallas defense. Give all the love you want to that Dallas defense because they did play well yesterday.
Deserve.
Tremendous speed, put some pressure, but he didn't get rattled. And that's what I loved is you even saw that third quarter starting for San Francisco. It wasn't totally pretty, the fumble on the punt, but then you had that big drive in that third quarter, chewing up a lot of clock. How about that catch by George Kittle?
Off his helmet, fumbled it up and down, and then notices a defender coming at him and swipes it through.
Do you understand that when he first made contact with the ball, it was at the 39-yard line, and he didn't actually corral it until he got to the 49ers' 48-yard line? I mean, just talking about bobbling off his mask, and he makes a catch. But I think that Purdy has done exactly what's necessary. Is you just need someone that, one, is not going to make mistakes. And this is not a thing where I'm going, he's a good game manager, because I think he makes plays. He made some big plays yesterday.
Yeah.
Almost got picked once by Diggs. But overall, he doesn't get rattled. And when you've got guys in that locker room like Kittle, like Christian McCaffrey, who are we trust this guy because we look in his eyes and we could tell that he is ready to go. That's big time stuff. And my last point I'm going to make on this, you had Dak and you had Brock, who looked like the rookie quarterback last night.
Oh, you don't have to be mean.
I'm not being mean. My point is Brock, even though his numbers on paper don't blow you away from yesterday, I felt like he had a good game, and that was a really amazing win by San Francisco.
And just as a manager out there, right? And you're talking about a rookie, and that wasn't even his best game. That was his first game out of all the games he's played this season. That was the first one that you go, okay, I see the youngin. Like, for example, when he almost didn't throw the ball out of bounds when there were seconds left. And
talking about at the end of the first half, when I think that, in my opinion, I had more of an issue with how Shanahan managed that.
Agreed. The amount of time taken off the clock.
They called the timeout so late, and you're right. A young quarterback almost made a mistake there. Luckily, that ball got thrown out of bounds with 1 second left, and they were able to get 3 points on the board. But I didn't love how they managed it. I thought Shanahan overthought it. He got a little cute with it. His whole thing after the game was, we don't want to give our mindset is we don't want to give the opposing team any time left to potentially do anything. But you got the Cowboys weren't moving well anyway, and their kicker you didn't really feel like you could trust at that moment. So I don't know. I thought they overthought it, but that second half, you talk about those 2 drives. You had the first one in that third quarter, the first big one, where it was 10 plays, 91 yards. It chewed up 6 minutes. That's when Kittle made that catch. The next Cowboys drive was a field goal at 3:55 in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. The 49ers get the ball back, 11:03 in the fourth, and they held onto it until 3:04. So it's very similar to like that Seahawks game that in the wild card where it took them to the second half to play their game, to really get into it. I don't think they can take that same type of mindset next week in Philly. They got to come out of the gate strong, ready to go against a really talented Eagles team. But it worked yesterday. Their defense was good. They forced Dak to make some mistakes, and Dak made some just critical errors in there. And then they established the run. Elijah Mitchell was money on that big time drive in that fourth quarter.
He was money. And I think a lot of people today are trying to talk about how he, wasn't going out of bounds. Right. And it was a big mistake. Yes. But there were other big mistakes that were being made throughout this game. So when obviously in a crucial moment like that, you wanted to see a smart play being made, it wasn't happening. That's okay because he was still crucial throughout this game in that big run. It was just, it was great to see the Niners execute on a different level in that second half. But really quick, going back to the first half too, because there was times when they weren't capitalizing on what they were accomplishing on the defensive end, or when Dak was turning the ball over.
You're right. They didn't punch it in.
In against Philly, they can't be doing that. You're playing at a different level. You're going to have to play at a much more. It's hard to say much more perfect game because I'm sitting over here being like, do better, even though they had a good game. But it's true. It's just a next level type game.
Hey, I see all the people watching this live right now.
What's up?
YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. It's great to see on YouTube. The biggest thing you could do is hit the thumbs up button. We're at 200. Let's get to like 400. We're going to be engaging with all you guys out there too. That goes such a long way in helping this channel grow. So we appreciate everyone being here.
One other thing I want to say too, because I think we give Brock Purdy so much love, and we're obviously spreading love with the defense and everything. And some people still don't want to believe it too when these football purists when it comes to some of these quarterbacks. And I just think you do have to give so much love to the weapons he has, to what Kyle Shanahan has put into place. But at the same time, you are shoving a rookie out there in some of the biggest games.
He was a third string guy.
Thank you.
And here he is getting ready for an NFC championship game. Yeah, I'm not trying to overhype the guy either, but I feel like this is crazy, but I trust him more than I trust Jimmy G because I feel like he's able to make bigger throws. This is not just like, he's dinking and dunking here and these short throws down the field. He can make some plays happen.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's got command of the huddle. These are all things you need, and he's a young quarterback. It's so exciting for the 49ers, and this is what makes sports amazing to me. It's the fact that here we are. If I would have told you love when I play. If I would have told you before the season, hey, Morgan, Trey Lance, I know you're excited about him. Not really going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G's going to be on the team. But then he's going to get hurt, and the Niners are going to finish their season with a third-string quarterback. You'd be like, oh, cool, they won 7 games, right?
Season over. Sure.
They've gone better. Like, we talk about the weapons they have, but has Purdy and McCaffrey, too, the addition of McCaffrey, let's not lose sight of that. Has that made their offense a little more dynamic, too? All of a sudden, George Kittle's happy again. All of a sudden, he's coming up with big-time plays and being a focal point. All of a sudden, you got Brandon Ayuk making big-time plays, and he's got a connection with Brock Purdy. That's huge. And so, all of a sudden, you're in a situation where, yeah, you traded a lot to get Trey Lance, and you have this third-string guy in there, Brock Purdy. No, we're done talking about the future of the Niners quarterback. He is the future of the 49ers.
Wow. That was something I was going to ask Matt Maiocco coming up, but yeah, no, sure. Deuce Mason has said it right here.
All right, coming up next, the Kings play their biggest game of the year tonight. It's a 7:30 tip-off, too.
Boo, those should be illegal.
Kings take on the hated Grizzlies. We talk about it coming up next on Sactown Sports. Oh, the YouTube chat is popping right now. Oh, I love it. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, Deuce, quick question too.
Yeah.
So, because I'm new back in radio, when it says 11:24, were you supposed to break at 11:24?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't notice the hand sign. That's my bad. I broke a little late.
And I'm looking at a clock, and I did this. The Deuce. I was like, I think this is what you do.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, sorry.
It's fine.
No, I could. Hey, I could have been a better teammate, and
just give me a.
Should I have done that?
Deuce, we got a break.
Oh, and I was gonna say that, but then I didn't want to make Deuce mad on the first day. You know, I'm like trying to keep this relationship good, but.
And here's the thing: the show doesn't stop. So it's like we break for the radio portion, but we're here. The YouTube people,
100%. But that's why I'm just being transparent and talking to you about it.
All gas, no brakes says, I remember watching Deuce on Good Day Sacramento. How time flies.
Oh.
Morgan used to be on Good Day Sacramento, too.
Yeah, thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
I had some epic live hits.
Joel says, because I broke late, you're about to get fired again. Hola, this is Light the Beam.
Oh, dude, you guys, thanks so much for hitting that thumbs up. We have 230 thumbs up right now. Again, it's just for algorithm purposes. So if you can keep hitting that thumbs up, thank you.
And by the way, I love how we always say algorithm as if people are like, oh, yes, the algorithm. Let's calculate that and get that going. Yes. No, here's the thing. You hit the thumbs up, more people see the channel. That's it.
Okay, well, algorithm was a character in the new Space Jam too. So you want to make algorithm happy. Algorithm.
I don't even know when we're coming back here. I have been holding.
Oh, you have to go to the bathroom?
Time. I'll be right back. You keep going.
Yeah. It's tinkle time. So again, you guys, it's weird for an adult man an adult to yell to anyone that it's tinkle time. So weird. Let's see. All praise algorithm. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Brooke, not tinkle time. Thank you. Still very, very weird. Yeah. And Clint, I know, like he just started, but wait, where's his water? Hold on. Oh, this is his water bottle. This is weird. This is actually making my arm hurt because it's very heavy. That is why the man can't hold it. You know what? If we can find a diaper sponsor out there, we'll just have him sit, go to the bathroom, clean it up later. All the use. Yes, exactly, John. This tinkle time brought to you by, I don't know, a diaper brand. Pampers?
This is why I have to.
No, I already showed everyone, and I almost broke my arm holding it up.
I also have this, too.
Oh, that's good.
Clint says Deuce is sporting the schmedium to show off the guns. This is a large.
Wait.
Do you want me to take off my shirt? You want to see?
No, I want to talk about this actually when we come back. No, not your shirt being taken off. Dear God, no. I think we could all be blinded. But just when we come back, there's something I want to talk about with that.
About my shirt?
Yes. I meant to get to it in the beginning.
You better watch your mouth. No, you really better watch your mouth.
Lewis, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, says Mike Bibby in town. Yeah, he'll be on the Kings pre-half and post-game show tonight on NBC Sports California at 7:30. No, at 7.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade prior to the NBA's trade deadline on February 9th. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, a 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round draft pick. 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game following their 19-12 win over the Cowboys yesterday at Levi Stadium. The Niners have a 12-game winning streak and will look to make it 13 when they face the Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday, with the winner going to the Super Bowl. And the Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are looking to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to tonight's game with game night starting at 6 and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports. And now it's time for the Deuce and Mo Show.
The Deuce and Mo experience. We are back and we are live. You are listening to the very first Deuce and Mo show or whatever. Right here on Sactown Sports. So many ways to listen. If you're driving around right now, yeah. Sactown Sports is now local from 6A to 6P. So that is perfect. And the show never stops. We're on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. And download the free Sactown Sports app. That's actually how I listen most times.
Yeah?
On the app.
Nice. It's just easy because then you can listen everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it's free. And you can listen to all the shows, catch up on the podcast, listen to all the shows from Sactown Sports. What, Morgan? What were you going to say? Because you said during the break, you were like, I have something I have to say.
Well, I do. And I'm gonna say that in 1 second. But another thing, I'm just laughing because Chris's sports update, it's like this hard rock music. It's like, and it's just like all the way up here. And then, Chris is excited, but Chris, I'm going to need you to meet my energy. Do I need to get you a donut and get you some sugar in there?
I think that was the thing. Did you have like 3 of them before the game?
Yeah.
Before the show?
Really? Did you really?
No, I'm asking, did you have 3 of them?
Oh, yeah, I did the custard. So, yeah, they have little shots in them of like sugar. So I'm feeling good. Next thing.
Yeah.
Deuce Mason wearing a polo collared shirt. And I come in on the first day wearing Nike and a hoodie. And I'm setting the tone and letting everyone know, like, this is what I will be wearing 5 days a week in this place.
Okay, it's a couple of things.
What?
I didn't know this was give feedback to the people you work with time where you're criticizing Chris and bring the energy.
So my friend.
All right. And then it's like, what you're wearing's fine. It's fine. It's 2023. Casual's kind of in.
It's not casual. It's like hip hop and happening.
Oh, stop it. You sound like such a nerd. Such a nerd.
Anyway, I love that you're like in a polo, all ready to go on your first day. And I'm like the kid that's like, been here before.
I think I look great. So it's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna crash.
Adrian says, you guys are talking pretty damn fast. Can hear the excitement. I do feel like there's our speed. It sounds like you're listening ×3 on a podcast. Like the people who listen to the podcast later are gonna be like, are you serious? What's going on here?
You guys are trying to get in everything you've missed like the last few years.
Yeah. The last 7 years. Yes, exactly. I think we do need to make sure we recap everything that went down, every single championship of every single sport.
Yeah. Kings play tonight, Morgan. Gotta bounce back. The weekend was all right. I mean, the win against OKC was fun. With Keegan Murray having his career night, 29 points, 14 rebounds. Oh, yeah. And then you take on a Sixers team the next night. You find out no Embiid, right?
Yeah.
No James Harden. You're thinking, all right, let's chalk that up as a W. And it was not a W. And it was really kind of disappointing. Kings had the 21-point lead in the late stages of the second quarter. By halftime, it gets down to 10. And the story of this game is they got absolutely destroyed in the paint again, 70 points in the paint, 23 second chance points. The rebounding advantage for the Sixers without those guys was beyond infuriating. So it's one of those games that you're not trying to dismiss what the Sixers have, right? They've got talent with Tyrese Maxey, who's a really talented young guard. Tobias Harris can still get his, but it was disappointing that you lose a game like that on your home floor.
That was it because, protect home court. And I think the Kings do a pretty good job of saying something and then doing it.
Yeah.
They respond well when things aren't going right. They help one another. They lost a big lead. It was a 21-point lead, their biggest lead that was lost of the season. And it wasn't that it was 21 points, because we know how the NBA works. It's a game
Did you
of
see
runs.
last night in the NBA?
Yeah, which Lakers?
The Lakers came back from 25 down. The Suns were up by 29, ended up winning by 2. And there was one other game that was, the Warriors had a 17-point lead and lost. So leads go away. It's how fast it went away.
That's it. And
Yes.
it was how fast it went away. It went with exactly some of the numbers that you were just saying, that where they still dominated, whether it was in the paint, whether it was with rebounding. And it was frustrating because I thought the Kings do a really good job of, when it comes to point of emphasis. Okay, this is what we need to focus on this game. Okay, even with Joel Embiid out, we need to, focus on this person, or even still like the rebounding game, or whoever, whatever it may be. I didn't feel like that focus was there, locked in, ever since that 2 minutes left in that second quarter and on.
Yeah, they had like 3 turnovers in the final 2 minutes. And then you had the third quarter where they allowed 38 points. So it was disappointing. And look, this is kind of where the Kings team is at, in my opinion. Their offense is dynamic. You score 127 points on the home floor and you lose. That's what hurts. I know what the offense is going to give me. It's defensively. Can you be engaged and not make the same mistakes over and over again? I know they don't have like the defensive personnel that's needed to be a top tier defensive team at this point, but like getting killed on the glass, I can't accept when Embiid's not playing. They've got athletes, they're long, but some of this is like find a body, box out, go attack the glass. They didn't have one player. The Sixers didn't have one player who had 10 rebounds. Everyone had like 6, 7, 8, 9 gang rebounding. That's the mentality that the Sixers had going into this game on the second night of back-to-back shorthanded, and they kind of punked the Kings in that game. Now, the Kings have shown the ability to bounce back. The problem is the bounce back has to happen tonight against a very physical Grizzlies team that literally does all those things. Points in the paint, second chance, offensive rebounding. Makes you worried.
2 things. Second night of a back-to-back for the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. They just fell to the Phoenix Suns last night.
Lost back-to-back games.
And they lost back-to-back games after 11-game winning streak, right? So they had the 11-game winning streak, lost the last 2, coming into Sacramento tonight at 7:30. And the last time these two teams played was on New Year's Eve? New Year's Day. And that was also a back-to-back for the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah. So, you can't come in with the mentality like, they're going to have fatigued legs and that's where we need to get them. No, this team, they play tough. And you have to match their physicality. You have to match their same mentality, because they're also going to be talking.
Oh, they talk so much. And we're going to talk about that in the next segment.
Okay.
I think they're by far the most hated team in the league.
Oh. I mean.
And I love it. They are needed in the NBA.
I agree with that. And sometimes it's not only because of what they say, it's also because they're good, right? So, yeah, they're probably one of the most hated teams in the NBA. But looking at points in the paint, and it's not only from guys penetrating into the paint, Ja Morant, making things happen there. So sure, the perimeter pressure needs to be there, but Steven Adams on second chance opportunities, like that is where a lot of their points were coming from last time. Steven Adams looked just incredible last game.
Well, we'll talk more about that game coming up, including what the drama that happened between Shannon Sharpe and the Memphis Grizzlies over the weekend. That was insane. We got a jam-packed show. We're here until 2 p.m. We keep the show rolling at Sactown Sports 1140 on the YouTube page. You on the radio, hang tight. We'll be right back on Sactown Sports. Okay. Was I on time that time? I think I was. I was on time.
Okay, I need to send Maiocco.
Yep. Let's see here.
Let's see.
I appreciate everyone being here, by the way.
Let me send this. Let me just send this email.
Oh, I see. Oh, we got Leezy and Nick here.
What up, Leezy?
They can't hear us, I don't think, but we can get to them on the other side. Parker's his thoughts on the Lakers trade. We'll definitely talk about it once we get on the show later on. But I texted to you.
Thank you.
Rui, I like Rui. I think the move for the Lakers is fine. Like, take a chance on a young guy who maybe is able to show some more things. It's a position of need. I just think I haven't seen enough from Rui to be excited. I told Morgan this. I think the idea of Rui is better than the reality. I mean, I don't think all of a sudden they're getting a guy who is going to propel them to the playoffs.
Dark little line right there. But no, I don't even think it's about, I mean, I shouldn't say that because no, it is about trying to get to the playoffs. Obviously, if you have LeBron James on your team, like that is what your goals need to be. It's not about just like, hey, we need a sustainable future. LeBron James is running things. You need to make things happen. That's not going to fully move the needle, but at the same time is at the start.
They needed something.
Right.
And that's fine. I just think, to be honest, it's one of those moves that I feel like the national media is going to make it sound like it's more significant than it really is because
because
it's the Lakers. Like, oh, he's going to the Lakers. Like that changes everything. I like him, and maybe he is exactly the type of player that they're missing. But I'm not all of a sudden going, oh, well, look out now. Of course, everything with that team is, can Anthony Davis get back and be healthy? He's getting closer to returning, but I don't know. Is he going to be able to contribute? Morgan's typing an essay. I don't.
See you at 12:43.
Okay. She's sending a link. By the way, the one thing we're going to do for you YouTube people, so you guys know, if our guests can, we're going to have our guests on the video. As you know, we'll do phone if we have to, but I like the fact that we can do a little video. So like Mark Jones, when he's on with us today, we'll be on video. With Matt Maiocco from NBC Sports or Bay Area, he'll be on video with us. So.
Oh my goodness.
Jay Bow in the chat says, as a Cleveland fan, LeBron is overrated. Okay. No, you cannot say that.
Because
you may be tired of LeBron, but you can't say he's overrated.
Oh man.
Dude, 430 people watching us live on YouTube.
You guys rock.
Can you guys make sure to hit the thumbs up? Shout out to Brooke here. First episode with Mark Jones. Goated.
I know,
take it.
Dude,
we'll take
excited.
it. Yeah. And we stay live during commercial breaks too. We're just going to keep this rolling. So.
I know I put this out on social too, but we have J.E. Skeets join us Wednesday as well. So
J.E. Skeets.
We'll put it out there more though, too.
King Gibby says, can we retire Mike Bibby's jersey?
Can we not retire any more jerseys?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make a case to retire his jersey. Yeah, Chris. 12:43. Yeah. Chris is asking when Mayo goes on. 12:43 and then 1 o'clock for Mark Jones.
We also want to make sure we are working on a camera for Chris.
Yes, we are going to get him on camera. As far as the Bibby, Mike Bibby's going to be at the game tonight. Oh, I love it. Where are you going? Morgan, I'm not trying to be rude at all. So don't take this the wrong way. I have not had a donut yet, and I think you're on your 8th. And we are on camera too. So I just. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo.
Sactown Sports.
I said it. The voice people said it. Yes, we are back. This is not a mistake. Well, it could be to management, but Deuce and Mo, Deuce Mason, Morgan Reagan, each day, 11 to 2 p.m. here on Sactown Sports. It's a new era on 6A to 6P live and local. You can get us on the Sactown Sports app. That app is free in the App Store. You can get us on YouTube, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Make sure to hit the subscribe button because all that does is help us grow. We got a big game tonight. Kings and Grizzlies, the Niners in the NFC Championship. Oh, it feels so good. And Morgan, the company was nice enough to bring us some donuts to celebrate the fact that we're back and that the station's on from 6A to 6P live and local. I just need you guys to know
I've not 4 boxes.
I've not had one donut. Morgan has had at least 7 to 8.
It's not true.
Be honest, how many have you had?
This is only the second. I promise. I wouldn't lie about that.
And 1 syringe of custard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and one syringe of custard.
Yeah,
Wait,
she took a syringe of custard. I've not had one. And let me. Oh my goodness. Disgusting.
It's literally just a syringe of custard.
Okay.
Whatever.
Oh, maybe I'll have a donut later on today. But we're very excited to be back here. And we want to engage with you. Yeah, the YouTube chat, we see that rolling on. People making fun of you and your donut eating on the YouTube chat. But we also have the ability for you guys to call in. 1-800-920-1140 or 916-339-1140. Oh, we got to kick things off with one of our favorites. Let's welcome him in. Leezy is in the building. What's up, Leezy?
Yo, Deuce and Mo, welcome back to Sactown Sports. Congratulations.
Leezy,
Thank you,
this
Leezy.
sounds amped up for you.
What's up?
You got me standing up. I'm amped.
That's right. Let's go. Let's pump it up, man.
Wait,
Happy
and
to have you guys back on the air.
Thank you.
Leezy, you will be forever now officially our first caller ever on this show.
Wow, that's a big deal.
This is a big honor. I feel like I ate donuts. I'm pumped up with ears now.
Dude, so what's on your mind?
I just want to call with two quick comments.
Yeah.
So, Kings-Grizzlies tonight. I say the beam is getting lit. I think the Kings got this. I think they're going to play up to the level of their competition. Yeah, they had a bad game with the Sixers, but they're going to come back strong tonight. Beam lit, confirmed. Also,
Okay.
I'm a big Eagles, lifelong Eagles fan. But, man, I'm worried about Brock Purdy. He's a bad man. I think the Niners defense is real. I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm nervous.
Timeout. We have 800 questions. You're way too confident about the beam being lit tonight against a Grizzlies team that has now lost 2 in a row after winning 11 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They might be the Kings' kryptonite. They've got the size, the physicality. Steven Adams averages 16 rebounds a game against his team this year. Why are you that confident that the Kings are going to win tonight?
That's true, but they don't have the Fox and the Ox.
Okay.
I think the Kings are going to come out strong.
All right.
I think Keegan Murray might even have another game. I'm just believing in him tonight.
Okay, I like it. And as far as the Eagles thing, I can't believe you're scared of Brock Purdy.
I love it.
Scared.
Hey, Brock Purdy's real. Hey, we had this guy named Nick Foles. Brock Purdy reminds me of Nick Foles, except way better. This could be his story. This could be his time. Also, Trey Lance, I think time to move him. You could get him a lot for his value right now. Preseason Lance can go. And Jimmy G's definitely gone.
Yeah, Jimmy's definitely gone. Leezy, I appreciate you and being the first caller. Thanks so much,
Leezy.
man. All right, there's Leezy checking in. Yeah, with the Purdy thing, I don't even know how it's a debate. Like, it doesn't matter what happens on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
If the Niners lose, I don't care. He's still the quarterback next year. I think he has shown enough. I think the chemistry is enough. I think you've seen enough good to go, that's the guy. So when Ian Rappaport's like, well, hey, Tom Brady has interest in going to the 49ers. That's cute.
Done.
Tom Brady, it's over. You're old, man. I've seen you. It's done. Great career. We're moving on. And the Trey Lance thing, he is under contract. So, I mean, you do need a backup. And maybe you do look to shop him if there's value, but I'm also not going to automatically say you have to move the guy.
No, and that's a solid backup. And a backup that, let's just say that he comes back from this injury and can play to the best of his ability. When we saw that out there for small sample size, there was nothing that wowed you, but it also was like, hey, he's young, he's going to figure it out, whatever. He didn't get any more of that opportunity, obviously, having the injury that he had.
He looked like a very young player who has not played a ton of football.
Correct.
And that's kind of what he is.
And now Brock Purdy, he'll have his rookie moments, as you absolutely should, but he's also having a lot more winning moments. And I think when you look at that, I understand Leezy talking highly of Brock Purdy and saying that he is a little bit scared for his Eagles playing Brock Purdy. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of growth, a lot of development. But yes, he can definitely be the future for the San Francisco 49ers.
Morgan, another one of our favorites is here.
Oh.
Let's bring him on. It's Coach Nick. Nick, welcome in.
Hi, Deuce and Mo. How are you doing today?
We are good. What's up, man?
Well, I'm excited to win tonight. Why not like it tonight?
Why not light the beam?
All right, but Nick, time out. What's your key tonight? What are you telling your team? If you're the coach of the Kings, what are you telling them before this Kings-Grizzlies game?
My key is to tell my team to play good defense and stay on the man.
I love that, Nick.
It's the simplicity. We tend to overthink things. We talk, we got to do this. You have to have this strategy. This is how you defend John Morant. Sometimes it's that simple. Defend your man. Stay on your man.
Yeah, exactly. You got to defend John Morant because, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good. That's a great breakdown. And I think if you stay on John Morant, you can really find a way to push through and win this one. And I think when you say playing good defense, I think what else you're trying to say too is really having that perimeter pressure on. You got a guy like Desmond Bane who can shoot that basketball, but then John Morant being the playmaker that he is. And then you have Tyus Jones who comes off the bench, and your second unit has just another guy that can lead the way. It's going to be tough.
You mentioned the Bane thing. Yeah, he hasn't played the last couple of games against the Kings. So
Yeah.
that first game in Sacramento, that was the day I found out my grandma was dying. I'll never forget that day.
Oh, yeah. This is so
Not
funny.
to bring
Why
it
am I
up. I
laughing
don't know why you're
about
laughing. Why do you automatically start giggling at that? Was that funny?
I thought you were going to make a joke. It's
No,
not funny.
But Desmond Bane,
Dude,
go ahead.
why not? Why not be on ABC Sports?
Yeah, why not? Why not be on Sactown Sports, right?
Yeah, why not? Are you doing good today, Morgan?
So anyone that doesn't know Nick, I just got to tell them, Nick joins. He likes to call in to our night chat or Deuce and Mo podcast that we do after every single Kings game, and he calls in. And his bit is why not? And Nick is awesome. He's a Special Olympics athlete that had just wins so many gold medals and is in his basketball season right now. And Nick's main thing is always why not? So Nick, you know it. Why not win this game? Yes, we will both be there tonight, and we'll see you there tonight. Okay?
Yes.
All right, sleep dreams.
Why not? Sactown Sports.
Yep.
Why not? I'm so glad that he will forever be our second call.
Yeah.
My first show.
We needed that. What's up, Ryan? You're on with Deuce and Mo.
Mo, welcome back.
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you being here for the journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I gotta go. I gotta go first. Wrestling Hill promo on you guys.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Purdy.
Okay.
Keep the tags on the jerseys right now. If you bought a Purdy jersey, there's not even a full year of tape on this kid. And let's be honest, you could drop in half of the backup quarterback in the league behind that offense and defense with those weapons, and they'd be producing just like he is.
You son of a... I swear, I wish you could see me right now because I'm about to jump through this phone right now and attack you.
Are you
Ryan.
an Eagles fan?
No, I'm a Seahawks fan.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna stay for a second. Come on. You act like he's played a game. How many games has he played? 8 is the answer. What's the Niners' record in those 8 games? 8-0.
No.
Yes, the Seahawks had the chance to prepare for it. What happened? Lost. The Cowboys and your old guy, Dan Quinn. Great defense. They fly around. They force mistakes. They get after the quarterback. And what happened? They lost the game. This is going to be a tough test for sure, but you can't act like you could just throw anybody in there. That to me is just completely unfair. Jimmy was able to manage some things, but you saw the shortcomings with Jimmy. And I'm not acting like that Brock is perfect, but here are the expectations. It's a rookie, the last pick of the draft. He's winning playoff games. We talk about some of the elite quarterbacks in the game from past years that weren't able to win playoff games. He's won 2.
Okay, he's winning playoff games, Deuce, but you can't say he had an impressive game yesterday by any means.
No, he didn't have the most. No. Here's the thing. He didn't have his most impressive game out of the 8 that he has won, but he still had a solid game for a rookie. And I'll tell you this, because I don't think you're wrong when you say like you could put most quarterbacks in this system and they can get things done, sure. But look even at the way that Jimmy Garoppolo, a quarterback that had been in the NFL for a little bit, now was getting things done compared to this rookie who had never played an NFL game, was drafted last in the NFL draft, and really has elevated this team with his play. Like, you got to give that credit to him a little bit.
So I hear you, Mo, but do you think he's really elevated them that much more than Jimmy would have?
Yes. Have you seen George Kittle's numbers? Have you seen Brandon Ayuk's numbers? It's been a different team. Well, I just want to say this.
What?
Let's not ignore the Christian McCaffrey factor. It all comes together for sure. I think McCaffrey's opened up some things too.
I agree with you with Kittle, guys. That's true because Garoppolo was not hitting Kittle, and you know what? Purdy does have chemistry with Kittle, and he needs that. You got to use that tight end. I'm just saying, his Super Bowl check, if they get there, is going to be more than his game check from the 49ers.
Yeah, and that's
So,
well, who cares? Because guess what? If he's the guy moving forward, that's all that matters for him and that team. But Ryan, I appreciate the attempt at a promo.
I do.
Not bad. You got some heel heat for sure.
all right, welcome back again. Good to hear you back on the air.
I appreciate it.
Ryan.
Appreciate it. We're going to keep it moving coming up in the next hour. We got a ton to get to, including Matt Maiocco, who covers the Niners for NBC Sports Bay Area. Mark Jones at 1 o'clock. We're on live until 2, and then Kettles and Ramie on. Oh, we are rolling. Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. All right, YouTube. Well, I just want to tweet out that we're still on.
Tinkle time.
Oh, you got to go now? All right. First hour flew by. All right, question, guys. How was the first hour? You do all right? Thank you, Jesse916. You guys are doing great. Protocol, you know what time it is. Mr. Turtle, Purdy has just done what he needed to do, throw short passes with the offense. What more could you ask for? Yeah, but I think he's made some big passes too. It's not just that. I thought yesterday he had some nice moments, so it wasn't perfect. Talk about just good test. You're going up against a really talented defense. And, you know, I like the fact that he was able to face some adversity, right? Like it wasn't the same old, hey, we're going to drop 40 points in the game. That offense has been putting up a lot of points with him. Hold on 1 second. Ask Chris something. Hey, Chris, can you hear me? Do we have that Shannon Sharpe stuff somewhere? Is it in that folder? Sure. Yeah, I can toss to it or something. We have to talk about the Shannon Sharpe stuff, right? Yeah. We'll do a reset of the fact that we are live. Yeah, dude, 333 thumbs up. Let's keep it going. Andrew says Canadian here and first timer to the show. Dude, thank you. We're on Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. And you are here for our very first show. That's big time stuff. Shout out Canada. Shout out Bret Hart. We're not going to be shouting out the Canada on Wednesday when the Raptors come to town. Are we going to have WWE Royal Rumble talk on this show? Believe it or not, there is a WWE topic that will be on the show at the end of the show today.
There is?
Yep. Oh. And Chris better be ready for an answer. Brett Huff, not Hart. Good point. What's up, Brett? What's up, Mike? Who says that first hour flew by? Fantastic job by you two. Thank you. Thank you. Can I get a hell yeah? You give a DJ hell yeah?
Hell yeah. Morgan's still eating donuts. The same one.
The same one. I'm so sure. Kyle wants a hell yeah too. Love it. Hey, by the way, if you're here, the other thing you should do, I know you guys all subscribe to our YouTube channel, our personal one, but subscribe to this one too. We're trying to get this growing. They finally got past 5,000. I mean, it's grown a lot today. It's crazy ever since the announcement. And you're going to want to because there's going to be live content from 6 in the morning, starting with the morning show with Dave and Jason, all the way through us to Kettles and Ramie.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
It's awesome. It's never been done at the station.
And then someone else was just asking, hey, is Night Chat still going on? You guys, Night Chat is always going to be going on. Yes. We still do Stockton Kings. We still do NBC Sports. And then Deuce and Mo podcast lives on forever. So make sure to check us out too.
Yeah. Will Morgan drop a fire to the laser on this show if they win tonight? Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely. Let's see here. What else? There was someone else that made me laugh. When is Willard calling in? Hopefully soon. What's up, Tim? Good to see you. When do you guys sleep? Man, sleep's overrated.
No, sleep's good for you.
Should we talk about Shannon Sharpe here? Should we talk about Kings? Well, we got to reset over. Hey, we're live.
Oh, we have to do the reset stuff. That's
yeah, for the new people coming in, top of the hour, right?
I've been given.
Yeah,
Deuce.
we've had some debates off air because we've been doing podcasting so long where we just talk for 3 hours, and like there's this fine line. It's like we want the show to flow like a podcast because that's how it works. But he said, "Here we go in our ear."
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
This is Christopher Law with the Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade prior to the NBA's trade deadline on February 9th. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round draft pick. 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game following their 19-12 win over the Cowboys yesterday at Levi's Stadium. The Niners have a 12-game winning streak and will look to make it 13 when they face the Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday, with the winner going to the Super Bowl. The Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are looking to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to the game with game night starting at 6 and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports. It's 12 o'clock. This time check is brought to you by West Coast Men's Health Acoustic Wave Therapy. Now it's time for the Deuce and Mo Show.
Oh, does that sound good? It's a new era on Sactown Sports, and we are live! Oh, yes, 11 to 2. Monday through Friday, Deuce and Mo, we are here. You like that?
No, your singing is still just as awful.
Oh, man, it's so good to be back. Our first show on Sactown Sports, and it's a big day. The Kings take on the Grizzlies in a midterm exam game.
Yeah, what? Why are you calling it that again?
We'll get to that.
Oh.
I'll get to that. We should also mention you can hit us up anytime on the phone lines, 1-800-912-1140. You can also chat with us live on the YouTube chat. We got a ton of people watching us live. We appreciate all the support at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. We will definitely talk with you guys. The show rolls on during the break. We have a ton of fun there. Also this hour, we got Matt Maiocco from NBC Sports California, or Bay Area, checking in to talk some Niners as they get ready for the NFC Championship game. Kings-Grizzlies tonight, 7 o'clock pre, 7:30 tip-off. Why are we doing a 7:30 tip?
Yeah, I don't, and you realize that's 9:30 for people back in Memphis. Like,
I don't care about Memphis.
Yeah.
What do they have to do in Memphis?
they have a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're saying Memphis is better than Sacramento as a city?
Absolutely not. There's no better city.
9:30 at Memphis on a Monday night. There's nothing going on. Watch the game.
Dang. Okay.
Anyway, it is a big game. I keep calling it a midterm
Sleep.
exam game because we have seen what the Kings have been able to do this year. It's one of the more exciting King seasons in years and years and years. It's fun. Even though they're coming off that loss the other night to the Sixers, it's a big game. I've seen what they did in this stretch where they had 9 straight games before that Sixers game with teams under 500. They had a couple of tough losses in there to the Hawks and the Lakers, but 7-2 during that stretch. And on the season, they're 18-5 against teams under 500. The Kings are in the number 3 spot in the Western Conference, but I'm not sure anyone goes, hey, they're really a number 3 seed because it's so kind of tight in the Western Conference. And I think tonight's game is going to be an interesting one. You've got Denver and Memphis as kind of the 2 front runners in the West. I'm interested to see how the Kings stack up against this team in this 4th matchup, right? We've seen them 1-1 in Memphis when they were a little bit shorthanded, but you're on the home floor tonight, and they do things that you don't do well. I want to see how the Kings respond.
Yeah, there you go. The response, right? Not only the response to the game you're coming off of against the Sixers, but the response of playing this team and how you played last time against the Memphis Grizzlies. And if you have it, I wanted to see what Steven Adams had in that game, but I remember that was the game he was just balling.
Did
like
he have a 2020 game against the
dude,
Kings?
he was like backing down, doing some little hook shots. He was looking just like he had skill sets in that game that we had never seen before.
I felt like he had 20 points. He actually had 23 rebounds in the game. He had 11 points and 23 rebounds. But check this out, Morgan. Against the Kings this year, you look at the head-to-head matchup with him and Sabonis. Sabonis, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. 12 points. Meanwhile, Steven Adams against the Kings this year, 9 points and 16 rebounds. He's so physical. And there's so much on Sabonis. It's not just on Sabonis to go get those rebounds.
No.
He's got to deal with Steven Adams. It's also the other guys from Memphis crashing the glass. Tonight, you got to play with physicality. You have to match their intensity tonight. It can't. I don't want to see the Kings play soft. I don't want to come out of this game going, well, Memphis is too physical. No, you got to match it. If you're going to be a playoff team and you're going to win playoff games, you have to play with an edge.
One of the things I think we might see different tonight. Now, this is what Mike Brown talked about strategy-wise after the loss against them, and it was doubling down on Steven Adams. Like, even when you're crashing the boards, you're putting two bodies on him and pushing him out as much as you can. Because I know we're going to talk about this, but obviously that whatever happened, you want to call it, the other night on the Lakers floor with the Memphis Grizzlies, Steven Adams goes over there to Shannon Sharpe, and it took maybe 7-man bodies to even budge him. Like, he is a big human being. Yes. It is tough to push him. So if you're throwing 2 other big basketball players on him to push him out of the key, you got to make sure that you are also focusing on who's flying in for a rebound as well.
Oh, you mentioned a big Chimezie Metu who went down with that injury in that Kings loss the other night. He left the 19-19 mark of the second quarter, and you're wondering, okay, how bad is this? It looked really bad. The good news is it doesn't look like there's any structural damage. So
that's good.
It's not going to be a season-ending thing, but Metu will miss some time. Morgan, the Memphis Grizzlies are by far, I don't think there's a comparison. Maybe the YouTube chat feels different. They are the most hated team in the NBA. They are the heels of the NBA. And it's exactly what the NBA needs. They need a team that makes you feel emotion. I think you ask fans around the NBA, they go, oh yeah, we don't like the Grizzlies when they come to town. They talk a lot of smack. They play physical. They play with an edge, but coaches don't like them. Other teams don't like playing the Memphis Grizzlies. They talk. You had Jaw saying that interview on ESPN, like, oh, we're not really worried about the West. And they've got a target on their back now. They come to town and you don't like them, and it's great for the league. I love that they have that persona, but with that comes target on the back.
Absolutely. I mean, the target is there, and it really was exposed that time when they came in, and I think you mentioned this, when they came in to play the Warriors, and then the Warriors, after the game, Klay was getting interviewed, and he's like, they're acting like they've won something. They're acting like they've done something. They haven't done nothing yet, especially, and that's what the Warriors can always drop, right? Even when they're bad, like, they can drop, we got the rings, because they've found a way to pull out a championship ring in so many weird, difficult times. But I think when you look at the Grizzlies, they want to get over that hump this season. They have the confidence in themselves to get over that hump this season. Will it get in their way? Well, it doesn't seem like it's something that is getting in their way consistently, maybe just for a few games. But at the same time, you know how I feel. I love people. You're going to hear this a lot. I love my brainless TV Real Housewives.
Okay.
And it's all really stupid drama, right? Just a whole bunch of rich people with, like, oh my God, we have money drama. Like, it's so dumb.
Oh my God, she didn't pay for the trip. This party.
Yes.
I thought she was going to pay for it.
I'm hosting the trip. And so
I can't wait to see how you're taking this back to the Memphis Grizzlies.
My whole point is, like, I live for that drama. I'm like, that's fun. And I don't, even when I hate someone, I might even like them a little bit. And I think with the Grizzlies, I feel like watching the NBA with that type of drama, it just adds a little extra spice, and it makes you just want to watch a little bit more when the Grizzlies are playing, even if they're playing a bum team like the Los Angeles Lakers.
You called the Grizzlies heels, dude.
Yes.
So I need a little choice.
Yeah.
Oh.
So would you say that they're more Bloodline, or are they more Jericho Appreciation Society?
Wow, that's a great, because I was more going with the MJF, right?
Okay.
Because they're such good heels that you respect it, but you don't like them, right? You boo them, but you respect, like, with Jericho Appreciation Society, you're like, oh, they're whatever. Bloodline's cool.
So then, but they're not cool.
Who? Jericho Appreciation
No,
Society?
Grizzlies.
I mean, they're fine. They're just
Like,
MJF to me. They come to your town. They're talking smack. Did you see what happened Friday night in LA, Morgan?
Really quick though, MJF is the best of the best, and they're not the best of the best yet. He is.
I mean, he's got the championship, sure, but are we really going there? That's what we're basing it at, based on the storyline championship.
Bloodline.
Okay.
Proceed.
What happened on Friday night was one of the more insane things. When you go on social media and you go, I'm at the Kings Thunder game, and I look at Twitter and it's, hey, Shannon Sharpe is getting into it with T. Morant. What? Oh, yeah, it was after he was jawing with Dylan Brooks. So he was talking smack to Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks says something back. Shannon Sharpe stands up on the sidelines like, come on, let's do something. Steven Adams comes over. It's right before halftime. It's this intense confrontation. Shannon Sharpe is so furious. And then T. Morant, Jaw's dad, comes over. They're talking smack. I guess everything's good now. But that was insane. I could not believe Shannon did that.
I didn't like it on so many levels because I'm like, look, Shannon Sharpe at that point is not even a media member, right? He's just sitting on the floor as a fan, whatever.
Yeah,
however,
he was sitting courtside at that game.
Exactly.
So to me, you're a fan.
Exactly.
It'd be like if Jason Ross was down there.
Exactly. And if
Just
Jason
like
Ross had that same cardigan on, I would be just as scared of J. Ross coming at me. So yeah, though, it's frustrating from the standpoint of like, oh, you can't do that. Like, you can't act like you can do whatever you want just because you come on this floor all the time, whether it is media, whether it is because you're rich and you can afford courtside tickets. It just doesn't matter. Like, don't do that. But two, I just think it's weird that anyone would get that angry about anything being said. And wasn't the things that were said, wasn't it about LeBron, like you can't guard LeBron or something?
But here's the thing. And I don't have a problem with him talking smack. I don't have like, hey, you can't guard LeBron. Like,
sure, that's
Spike Lee would talk smack to Reggie Miller. Like, we've seen it throughout time. That's fun. But for Shannon Sharpe to get that worked up because Dylan Brooks barked back, like, dude, I am working right now and you're barking at me. I'm going to bark back. And then Shannon Sharpe stands up. The other thing that killed me about that, I understand he didn't go on the court. Would there be anybody in America who did the same thing Shannon Sharpe did that would not be kicked out of that game? Like, they just it's all good. Just sit down now. Oh, you would not only get kicked out of that game, you'd probably be banned for life. That was insane. Also, he apologized. We'll get to the apology a little bit later. We got a break for 60 seconds. We're going to talk more about Kings-Grizzlies. Of course, the Niners are in the NFC Championship game. And, man, what a weekend it was in football. We got so much more. Deuce and Mo live on Sactown Sports. Did I do that right? Okay. I keep hitting buttons. I'm still getting used to things here. How's it going?
Does it
YouTube
work
chat?
still?
Yeah. So Shannon Sharpe is banned from Staples Center. Nice. No, I don't think he is. Tyler says, love you guys so much.
I love you. Torch says time is flying.
Ooh, Justin says the Sharpe angle was a shoot. Like it was staged.
Really?
Publicity for a show. For people to watch the show. I was going to play that. I kept talking too much. No doubt about it. One of the weirdest apologies ever.
Oh.
And it wasn't bad, but it was so scripted. And I'm like, what is happening? He apologized as if he got in a fight and like knocked Dylan Brooks out. It was an emotional thing. We're gonna play it. It's insane.
Oh, see the Real Housewives drama, like dramatic interview after. I love it. Oh.
See, dude, I love the conspiracy theory. We're going to talk about these are the conspiracy theories I live for.
Thank you.
The real ones. Like, hey, it was kind of staged. CJ says, well, one, Shannon Sharpe furthers media machine. That adds value to the Lakers. And also being random is unpredictable. They know Shannon won't act out crazy. Okay, maybe he's defending him. My bad. We're coming back. Oh, we're slowing it down. Oh, we're back. Deuce and Mo. Sactown Sports 1140. Yes, the debut show. How many times am I going to say that today?
You're going to stand up. You got to bring your mic up a little higher.
I'm trying to feel comfortable in here. I'm not used to being in this studio. Of course, you can watch the show live with all the people who are joining us live today on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. We got the chat rolling there. Appreciate everyone being here. Before the break, we were talking about Shannon Sharpe and getting into it with Dylan Brooks, John Morant's dad, Steven Adams coming over. And I love it because we got some people with a YouTube conspiracy or on the YouTube page with conspiracies about that, saying that maybe Shannon knew that was going to happen. It was kind of staged. Like he was trying to get more attention for a show with Skip Bayless.
I appreciate the conspiracies when it has to do with something like this. Appreciate. I just don't think that was it, but I kind of wish it was.
Well, today Shannon Sharpe did apologize.
I
need to warn you. I need to warn you on this. Shannon Sharpe apologized, and I want you to listen to this apology and tell me if it goes too far.
Okay.
Or if it's just good enough. Here's Shannon Sharpe today on a show with Skip Bayless on Fox Sports 1 apologizing for what happened in LA on Friday night.
Heard or have seen Friday night at the Lakers game, I want to apologize for my behavior.
Okay, cool.
You know, guys, I've preached for the last 6.5 years, responsibility and accountability. And I take full responsibility for what transpired. It does not matter what Dylan Brooks said or how many times he said it. Me being the responsible person, me having the platform that I have and having so many people look up to me, I was wrong. I should have lowered the temperature in the arena. Instead, I turned the temperature up. And I let it get out of hand. And I want to apologize to a few people. First of all, I want to apologize to the Lakers organization. As you probably have heard or have seen Friday night at the Lakers.
Yeah, well,
the video
mixed up there.
Okay, it's mixed up. Anyway, he went on and on. He ended up apologizing to his family. Like he rattled off 8 family members. I think he mentioned his agent. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like you're going on and on like you were the biggest embarrassment ever. You didn't have to go that far.
No, I mean, if anything, you got some great publicity.
But I don't know. It made me wonder too, the way he was reading it. Like, was he told by the Lakers, hey, if you ever want to come back to a game, you need to go on your show and apologize to literally everyone. Here's some more of that conversation.
And I want to apologize for my behavior because you were in attendance. And if I caused any smudge on your resume, I'm deeply sorry for that. I also want to apologize to LeBron James because y'all know how I feel about him. And he supported me through thick and thin. And bro, I'm sorry that I put you in this situation, that you had to support me in something like this. So I want to apologize to you. I want to apologize to my family. I want to apologize to my brother, my sister, my mom, my kids, and my grandson. Because one day you're going to be old enough and you're going to see what transpired in that arena. But I also hope you get an opportunity to see this apology that I'm giving because I was wrong. And I'm never going to be too big to say I'm sorry. I'm never going to be too big to say that I was wrong. And in that situation, I was absolutely wrong. And last but not least, I want to apologize to you, Turbo. You've been great to me. I appreciate everything that you've done over the last 8-9 months. I want to say I'm sorry. Again, to my Fox family, FS1, guys, I'm sorry for any unwanted attention that I brought your way. And I hate that you have to answer. No one should have to trend because of something that I did. So I want to apologize to anybody at Fox or FS1 that's had to answer questions on my behalf. What happened to Shannon? Why was Shannon doing this? I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not perfect. I am not. And I'm never going to say that wasn't Shannon Sharpe because that was me. That was just me getting out of character. And I'm sorry for all those that saw my actions and took offense to my actions. I am sorry.
Wait, so someone did die, right?
Yes, I guess Dylan Brooks is no longer with us. Did he kill somebody? What happened? I mean, we're having fun on social media, Marvin. He got a little out of hand. It was all good. He goes on for 90 seconds. I think he apologized to you. We cut it off early. He actually apologized to you.
The Deuce and Mo show. I apologize. It's their first show this weekend. I know they got to bring this up, and I apologize.
Him apologizing to LeBron. Now, there's so many layers to this because not KJJK in the chat brought up a point that I thought of too. Remember when Skip Bayless had the thing on social media that people were like, dude, what are you saying? Apologize. And Skip didn't really apologize. Like, it was almost like he was taking a shot at Skip, like, Steve, this is how you apologize. But then he went so far. It's like, bro, you're great. You apologize to your grandson. Your grandson needed an apology?
For one day when you see this, you know what type of man I am. And yeah, I just, could have used a little apology because because then this started becoming back more about him.
Yes.
And instead of it being, and it's like, I'm the bigger man out here and can apologize for my actions. And it's like, no, that's great. And you can do that in a shortened 2 sentences, right?
I just want to say sorry. I was completely out of line there. I shouldn't have been doing that. I got too into the game.
Inappropriate.
And apologize to the Lakers and the Grizzlies and the NBA and the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, wow. What about Turbo?
Oh,
don't forget about who's Turbo? I don't know who Turbo is.
No
I know
idea.
His dog.
when he got to his grandson, I'm like, and I don't think he has a grandson. I think it was his future grandson. He was talking about my future grandson and his son and his mom and his mom's daughter. It just kept going.
Not gonna say sorry to your future granddaughter.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's going to care and listen back on this and be like, Grandpa didn't love me.
Honestly, this is the one thing I always say about the NBA, though.
What?
That's Shannon Sharpe doing that. And to his credit, he didn't cross the line. Like, he didn't cross the baseline, which is cool. But the NBA is the only league where fans have that type of access. There is nothing in front of a fan to go on the court and do something. And, I'm glad he didn't cross that line and it didn't get physical or anything like that. But I've maintained there should be some sort of barrier. It's
he
like
wants
that
to
for
play
wrestling.
back in the Jerry Reynolds days when they
The cagers?
Yep, the cagers.
No, but you don't think there should be some sort of barrier for the fans? Like they could just walk on the court at any time.
There might be at some point in Deuce. Yes, there have been fans that have walked on the court, glued their hands on the court there to protest something like
Thrown up on the court.
Thrown up on the court. It's all happened. And at some point, if there is someone that crosses a line, and I'm not talking about a physical line, I think the line's been crossed with gluing your hand and throwing up all over the place.
All things have happened within the last year.
Yeah.
Someone threw up on a court and glued their hand to a court in the NBA.
Yes.
And now we're like, well, should we put a barrier? Yeah, you should maybe put a barrier. Are we going to upset some rich people sitting courtside? They're still there. It doesn't. They have to have total complete access?
And the barrier I think Deuce is talking about, because we've discussed this before, it's more like when you look at the scores table, it's that padding. So it's not like hockey glass or, whatever is going, a net in baseball is going
the hockey
there.
Boards.
Wait, yes, the hockey boards, but padded, right? So then guys can fly into them and hopefully be okay. But I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it's difficult, because if a guy is saving a loose ball and he goes head first or something and then hits his neck into it too, there's a lot of different things you have to think about. And maybe it's taking off a certain amount of seats on the floor or something. You don't know what it is right now, but yes, Shannon Sharpe, because he was a fan in that situation, even though he's well known publicly, it's still not okay. And that's why I am really glad that he apologized, even if he did take it to a whole nother weird level.
We'll just see if we can move on from this. And, his apology is one thing, but we'll see if his actions back up, the apology.
Oh, yeah.
I may need more. Shout out to the people watching us live on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. We have a poll question in the chat. Do the Kings have a shot tonight against some Memphis Grizzlies? Here are the options, Morgan. Yes, it's going to be loud. It's going to be great home atmosphere.
Great.
Nope, Memphis is going to be grumpy. The grumpy Grizz after losing 2 in a row. Or, just give me a close game in the 4th. What do you think's winning right now?
I'm going to guess, give me a close game in the 4th.
No.
Number 1 is?
Yes.
Yay.
Do the Kings have a shot tonight? Yes. 67% of people saying yes on that. Just give me a close game comes in at 24%. Only 9% of the people who have voted say no.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Who are those grumpy ones, huh? Who are you?
I mean, I think it's fair. The Grizzlies are pretty good.
Yeah, but at the same time, can I be honest? When you come in after losing these 2 games, there's got to be a little something that is off, right? After winning 11? Or do you think it's going to be hey, focused redemption game?
They're going to be focused.
What type of team?
They're going to be focused.
Okay.
We'll talk more about it coming up. We got a jam-packed show on until 2 p.m. and coming up next, there's some dogs this weekend. Are you ready for your dog of the day, Morgan?
Yes, duh.
Let's do that. Coming up next, Deuce Mo on Sactown Sports. All right.
Deuce,
Are you ready for dog of the day?
Yeah, but I paused for a second.
Yeah.
It's really funny because I was like, wait, weren't we supposed to have Matt Maiocco on there? And I'm like, no, 12:43.
Go for it. Matt's coming
Hey,
up.
you know what? When you're back in radio for the first time in forever, you just lose track.
For the second time today. It's single time. I'll be right back. Be right back.
I really want to eat the rest of my donut, but I'm not going to because I don't think I will feel well. You good, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good.
Can we hear you on here too?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Oh, sweet. How are you feeling? Do you need a donut?
No, I'm good on the donut. Oh, they also brought pizza in.
No, I don't need pizza.
Okay, good.
I just need the shugs. Feed me the sugar, please. Chris is so happy I'm back. Don't lie, Chris. Do you like our lower third?
What's that?
Do you like our lower third for the show?
It's good. I don't know. It's got like this weird like black banner around, and we were trying to figure that out, but I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, I just noticed that now, but actually, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on us. Just a little. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm super delayed, so it's going to take a second. Oh, nope. I didn't want to go up. There we go. Thanks. Yeah, give me that one. Oh, I remember the Zoom. We came in here on a Sunday to go over some stuff with Chris, just to be like, hey, do we need to do this? Do we need to do this? Oh, wait, was that Sunday? That was Monday. Oh, I like it zoomed in. There's so many donuts. What do you mean? No one. Oh, you know what you can do in those? You can inject the chocolate or something in it. Oh, my God. Like, first day here and spilling on the ground. Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
What do you this guy?
I've had my first donut of the day. You criticize me?
I made the shot a little bit tighter.
Wait, what? It looks like it's a smaller square now. Is that true?
Well, Chris, we were just discussing that. What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's yeah.
It just started for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's not horrible. But I mean, if this happens again, Chris, this is not okay.
Mace in the chest.
I think that's the other Chris's problem.
Yeah.
Mace in the chest says, can we find out who Turbo is? Yeah, who is Turbo?
It's his dog. He was apologizing to his dog within that whole. Oh.
What?
No, that's a lie.
What?
Someone texted me, said Turbo is his pet turtle.
Okay. You guys are just making stuff up.
Yeah. Come on now. Okay, I got Matt Maiocco the link. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to remember to do at breaks that I'm not doing.
That's great. Ninja Style says it's funny to think that just one season ago it was so bad in Sacramento that fans were throwing up on the court, and now look at us. Can we just say one fan? It would be pretty wild if there were multiple fans throwing up, but yeah, there's a fan who threw up on the court last November. Now we're lighting a beam and celebrating. It's insane. Hey, Chris, do we actually have imaging for dog of the day or no? It's fine if we don't.
We do.
Oh, crap.
You want me to come back with it?
You want I can call for it. I'll just say something else. When I bark, that's when you play it.
Interesting. Someone did say, or our guy Dave Black said that the chat was covering my face, which is totally fine. When it was full screen, and then when it's like that, it worked. Interesting.
Oh, because he has
Dave.
a live chat. I see.
Yeah, full screen.
Dude, we still how do we not know who Puke Guy is?
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade prior to the NBA's trade deadline on February 9th. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, a 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round draft pick. 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game following their 19-12 win over the Cowboys yesterday at Levi Stadium. The Niners have a 12-game winning streak and are looking to make it 13 when they face the Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday, with the winner going to the Super Bowl. The Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are trying to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to the game with game night starting at 6 and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports. And now back to the Deuce and Mo Show.
It is the Deuce and Mo debut on Sactown Sports. Feels good to be back. 11 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports said, no, we're going to do more local. The people want it. The people need it. They need to hear live content from 6 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
It is really cool. We were talking about how, hey, in the history of the station that you started at when you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
There's never been full.
No, because
shows.
there's like a live morning show. Then you had shows that were like satellite from 9 to sometimes 3, and then they local in the back half of the day. The fact that it's 6A to 6P, especially during this time when the Kings, they're trying to end the playoff drought this year.
Dude,
the Niners are going to the NFC Championship.
It is fun. We get to talk about the Kings possibly ending a playoff drought. And for anyone that doesn't know, Deuce and I, we do a separate podcast as well after every single Kings game.
Yeah.
And last season, think about get this. Do you remember those 9-game losing streaks?
Oh.
Do you remember all the terrible, depressing games? Deuce and I would go live after every single game. We lived every terrible moment. This year was meant for all of us in so many different ways.
And it feels so good.
So good. So good.
We should mention coming up in a few minutes, Matt Maiocco is going to join us.
Yes.
To talk to the Niners as they head to Philly for the NFC Championship game on Sunday. But, something that we're going to start doing, we got to honor the dogs. Every once in a while, there's a dog performance. You don't like that?
I cannot wait till we get our drop. I cannot wait. They call it drop. Is that what we call them?
You mean this?
It's the dog of the day. Who had the best night in the world of sports?
Oh, yes. Morgan hates my bark, but guess what? We got to head on to the dogs. The people in the sports world that have come up in a big way, maybe under the radar a little bit. I want the chat to be engaged with this. Let us know in the chat who's your dog of the weekend. You have a dog? I'm going to go. Can I go first?
Yeah, you just asked me, but sure, why not?
I'm excited. I'm going to go first. I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. Yes. Intense spark for Patrick Mahomes. I know it's tough with football because I hate when the injury, there's a lot of stuff about football that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
But Patrick Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain. Looked pretty bad when it happened.
Yeah.
Leaves the game. He is heated. He wants to be out there. Tape him up. Let's go. He's throwing stuff. He goes back in the game. He's limping around and leading his team to a victory. I don't know if he's going to be able to play coming up on Sunday against the Bengals, but to be honest, with him being a dog, I think he is going to play. I just thought Patrick Mahomes playing through that and finding a way to get through it and leading his team to a victory. Dude, that was just epic. He gets too much crap, by the way. He's the best quarterback in football. I don't care if he's not winning
who does
Super
he
Bowl.
get crap from?
People, well, he's not winning.
Definitely not me.
He's not winning Super Bowls every single year. Yeah, because it's hard to win a Super Bowl. All I know is this guy wants to play every single game, and it doesn't matter what's going on with his body.
Yeah.
He stepped up in a big way. He's my dog.
I think sometimes what kind of dog is that? I think sometimes too,
Yeah.
people tend, no, I don't think I know. People tend to put it all on a quarterback. I get it. We come in here today and we're talking so much about Brock Purdy. Like, right, you're going to put so much of a win and a loss on a quarterback. But at the same time, for anyone that gets frustrated with Patrick Mahomes about not going to the Super Bowl, it's still a team sport. Like, you still got to execute other things on the field. So very interesting. But at the same time, I think that's a good dog of the day. Should I get mine?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point.
Cue the bark, please. I'll get better at that. I'm going to go with Damar Hamlin. And the reason why he was out there on the field with his team, obviously not playing, not even on the field. And I guess at some point he was just there.
Up in the booth and then came back down to talk to you. That was a cool moment.
It just was. And he was holding up the heart for everyone. And obviously, this was these two teams and what they witnessed, and everything that went down. It's just, you saw sports fans come together in a very interesting way, obviously, with everything that was donated to his charity through the time that he was in the hospital. He's trying to make $2,000 for kids that what was it with the toys? And I'm not explaining.
He's raising money, Morgan.
He's raising money, right? He's raising money for a lot of youth in his community, and it ended up being like over $1 million. So it's really cool that he got to be there after everything he was going through. I think
after what? 3 weeks ago, he almost died on national TV
and still has help with an oxygen tank and is going to have a long battle through all of this. But to be there with his team in that stadium, just my dog of the day.
Yes. In the chat, by the way, someone mentioning
thank you.
Their dog of the day going to Fred Warner. Yeah, I know we talk so much about Brock Purdy, but Fred Warner has been the dude for the Niners for years now. Yesterday with the pick, 9 tackles.
Linebacker looking like a safety at times. It doesn't matter where it is on the floor.
Oh, that pass breakup here
on the field. Yes,
that was a big deal too. And I'm watching that play back. They played it today on ESPN, and the breakdown of it. Dude, Dak had T.Y. Hilton wide open. Would have been a touchdown on that play. Elects to go deep down the field. Fred Warner in coverage. Your linebacker in coverage. Tremendous, dude. That guy is definitely a dog.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have a dog of the day?
Yeah, I have a dog of the day. Unfortunately, not all dogs are good dogs.
Oh!
Most dogs are good.
Okay.
But some are bad dogs.
Bad dog!
The tiny ones are usually bad. They're kind of annoying. Yeah.
Mine is going to be Everton manager, Frank Lampard.
Oh, Frank, dude, I'm with you on this.
I hate him.
You should hate him because just last season, they barely made it out of the relegation zone, stayed in. The entire park goes absolutely insane. What are they doing now? Oh, they're 3-6-11. Oh. Just can't play anything against the West Ham. They look like absolute garbage. They're not going to get any players coming in.
I had the same thought.
About Frank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Frank can do a better job, but he's a bad
to
bad
Frank
dog.
Lampard, bad dog. Bad dog.
I don't know who Frank is, but it might be the only mention we'll ever have of Frank who?
Lampard.
Lampard.
I'll never forget that name now.
Lampard. Lampard. I don't like
Frank
the guy.
Lampard. Stupid last name.
I don't like his name at all.
Frank? Get out of here.
Well, I was actually the last name.
Yeah, that too.
Don't say that to Carticelli.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's Frank.
Frankie.
Frank E, right? It's Frank E. Frank Edwards, Carticelli, Frank E.
Frankie.
Okay.
Whatever. Get out of here. Lampard. Yes. Great bit.
Appreciate everyone with their dogs of the day. The Kings are going to need a dog-like performance today. You know who was another good dog candidate, in my opinion? Joe Burrow. I mean, he is established himself as one of the guys in the league. And you've seen what he did last year going to Kansas City. They're down 21-3. They go on to go to the Super Bowl. Now he's got a chance to go again. Back-to-back years. They have to go through Kansas City again. But yesterday, I don't know, going into that, call me a casual. I'm going, all right, Buffalo's at home. They're all fired up. They throw fans through tables. It's snowing. Damar Hamlin's there. Bills are probably going to roll in that game. And Burrow goes in there and just destroys.
Yeah, it would. I mean, what? Joe cool, calm, and collected all the time.
I don't like the Joe Cool nickname.
Whatever. Right. I know why we don't, and we shouldn't have that be his nickname. But
they're down 3 offensive linemen, and you did not notice.
No, you didn't notice, and you even had that the one drive where he threw it into his receiver. They didn't end up calling it a catch when it was a beautiful pass and beautiful catch. So something that just really irritated me yesterday when the NFL overthinks what a catch really is, because let's just overthink football. No, it's football. And if you didn't have every stupid camera, then you wouldn't have to realize if it was or was not a catch. And then what I loved is that Tony Romo was talking about it. Can I go on my rant really quick?
Go on, you're there.
And Tony
You're on
Romo
fire.
was talking about it. And first they're talking about like, oh yeah, I think that's a catch and everything. And then as soon as they get word that it's not, they're like, well, that's a great call. It wasn't a good call. We don't need to fake it and act like it's a good call. It wasn't a good call.
I don't understand how we look at plays like that and go,
Thank you.
and then we agree, like, yeah, it's like, no, the NFL is telling you it's not a catch, but your eyes, when you saw the play, you went, hey, that's the catch. Oh, wait, let's look at it for 7 minutes, zoom in and go, well, he kind of bobbled it. Did he complete the catch? The guy made a hell of a catch. Let's call a touchdown and let's move on.
That call, bad dog.
Common sense rules for the NFL, please.
Thank you.
We got so much coming up, including next. We're going to talk more about the Niners headed to their third NFC championship in 4 years. 49ers insider Matt Maiocco joins us, our first guest on the new show.
Yay!
It's Deuce and Mo. It's Sactown Sports. Are we good?
I'm ready now.
Matt Maiocco letting us know that, hey, don't talk. We can't really talk Kings with him. That's hilarious. I'm excited. So he's going to join the video. We're doing a video guest with Matt Maiocco. I'm excited because I don't think anyone's actually done that here. Tyler, appreciate you, man. You're all killing it. If you're here and haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up button. It just helps us grow so much. It's going to take us a while to build this thing up. We're going to get this going, but it's going to be a fun ride. We hope this builds the channel too. So our channel. So let's build this one. Let's get it going.
I love it. I love it.
Connor, appreciate this. Royal Sac 206 fan.
Do I need to do anything else? Does Chris just have the link?
No, Matt has a link. He will join, and then he will bring it up. And if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. We'll get his number. I'll just text you his number
Just in case.
Just in case. Yeah, Matt does amazing work. Ever since a little late to the party, but excited for you both. Appreciate it, dude. We're really excited about this to be able to talk sports with you guys all the time. And yeah, we just stay live during breaks. Why? Because we want to talk with all you guys. That makes it a lot more fun when we get to hang out and chat with you guys. And I think that's, what worked with our podcast. It's like just being able to interact with you guys. So we'll just keep doing that, I'm trying to share this.
I'm just answering some people on social really quick, sending them a link. If we can't listen to you live, can we listen out of market any other way? Of course.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sending the YouTube link.
Yeah, we got the app, too. We got the app too.
Yeah. You guys, it's not just radio. It's a little bit of everything. Oh.
What's up with Monk, dude? Yeah. I mean, you would like to think that Monk can get it going at some point because I felt like he was so good at the beginning of the year. He can't make a shot right now. I want him to keep his confidence though, because he has a swagger about him that I think gives the Kings so much energy. He's gonna start knocking down some shots.
Yes.
I just believe in that because it's even the shots he missed last game. I'm like, okay, some of this stuff now seems like bad luck. It's just in and out.
Yeah. No, it's you guys, we've seen and can talk about him being streaky at times, but I think he's done a great job of maturing his game and being less chaotic or it's like controlled chaos. There's just times he needs to realize what else he can do well. And that's obviously with his playmaking ability.
Oh, Morgan says Matt's actually here with us now.
Chris said that. Not Morgan.
Yeah, that's fine. We were talking. See, I got someone in my ear. I went a little off. Oh. Can Matt? Oh, I hear a little echo. Let's see here.
Can you hear me?
Can Matt hear us?
I can hear you.
Matt, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Is he yet?
You don't hear me?
He's talking. I don't hear him, and I have to go.
I'm not muted.
No, I hear you, Matt.
What? You got me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Dude, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. I've always wanted to be on your show, and you finally ask.
Hey, hang on one second. Switch something here. How do we do that, Chris? Okay. Matt, I have to switch something back to an echo, but we're going to bring you on in just a second.
Okay.
And you can hear Morgan?
Hey.
I can.
You got Morgan?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes,
you
I can hear
her?
you.
Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Stand by.
Because I can't hear Matt right now. I can't hear Matt right now.
You can't?
No, but I'm still.
All right, Morgan couldn't hear that either, but we should be able to hear that.
Darn technology.
It's Deuce and Mo, our debut show on Sactown Sports. So excited to be here because it's live and local all day. And what better time to be live and local when we got the Niners going back to the NFC Championship, and of course the Kings are rolling. Let's bring in our first guest of the new show. He is a long time 49ers reporter, of course, with NBC Sports Bay Area. I think when he started covering the team, Morgan was like 3. I didn't mean
Wow.
one and only Matt Maiocco. What's up, Matt?
I actually think when I started covering the team, I was 3. So we're even.
Dude, Matt, we appreciate you taking time. Some people may not know this, Morgan, but Matt, a big Matthew Dellavedova fan.
Yes. No, huge Matthew Dellavedova fan. And I think every single night he's really mad at Mike Brown for not putting him in. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, I live about 2 miles from St. Mary's. And so I go to all the games. I've known that Mike Brown and Randy Bennett have been friends for a long time. And it was kind of cool to hear Mike Brown give him a shout out the other night. But yeah, no, definitely. I was saw all of Dellavedova's games through his 4-year career at St. Mary's, and it's been a lot of fun to track him. And come on, got to get him more minutes.
Yeah, the Kings have to maybe get some blowouts. Dude, I think he honestly has meant a lot to this team, just a veteran presence. Well, Matt, you've been covering this team, this Niners team, for a long, long time. I'm curious for you, where does this Brock Purdy story ring for you?
I mean, it hasn't been written yet, at least not in its entirety. But I mean, I can't think of anything more wild than what they've done and what they've done with Brock Purdy. I mean, when you think about all the teams that have gotten, this far in franchise history, and teams that, won 13 games in the regular season. Now that's, of course, up to 15 games when you include the postseason. There were a couple of years there. The 1 year, 2019, of course, with Garoppolo, when they had that good team and went to the Super Bowl. And last year with Garoppolo, until he got injured in the postseason and he just wasn't the same guy. But, usually these kinds of teams have a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, whether it's Joe Montana or Steve Young. And so, there was a point, I think up until my final roster projection before the start of the regular season, I had Brock Purdy on the outside looking in, because I thought, well, they like him, sure, but I'm sure they'll end up releasing him and just have him, in their building on the practice squad. And so I don't know if the 49ers got intel that another team might be looking to add him to their 53-man roster, or they just said, probably the latter. They probably just said, he's so good, we want to keep him around. We don't want to take any chances of losing him. And what a decision that was, because usually they keep 2 quarterbacks on their active roster. This year, they decided to keep 3. And who would have ever thunk that you go to your 3rd string quarterback and the team is better because of it? But you cannot make an argument that the 49ers offense, yesterday's game was, not following that arc of, the team scoring a lot of points and kind of tearing it up offensively. But you cannot deny that this offense has taken a significant step forward with Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Yeah. And I think one of the coolest parts, too, is seeing how all these vets seem to really be rallying behind him. I mean, what do you think's really impressing them about him and his game?
I think it's that he is one of them. These guys like Fred Warner and George Kittle and Trent Williams and Nick Bosa, and I could go on and on and on. These guys are all serious football players. They're not guys who do a whole lot of extracurricular stuff. They love to play the game. They play with passion. They're students of the game. And the 49ers have done a good job of finding these guys who are all about football and who take it seriously and make sure that nothing kind of gets in the way of success. And I think what Brock Purdy did was he came in and he kept his mouth shut, but he worked hard. He studied hard. When he got on the practice field, he did all the right things. He never repeated a mistake. He never was, at a loss for what to do. He put in the work, and the veteran guys saw that. And I think there was a very high opinion of him in the locker room, even before he stepped on the field. And then once he played against the Miami Dolphins, then there's street cred of, not only does this guy do all the work, but he's also a gamer. He's not one of these guys who wilts under pressure. He showed poise, composure, self-confidence, and he wasn't afraid to tell the veteran guys, hey, shut up. I'm in the huddle now. And so he just won the respect. I think he won the respect of them with what he did behind the scenes. But then, when there's 65, 70,000 people watching you, what you do then, that's how you truly gain the trust of your teammates.
Man, even yesterday too, when you're going up against the Dallas defense that has that speed, that obviously is a good defense. They did a great job yesterday. I love that he didn't get rattled. I feel like that was such a big test for him. It's like, okay, you've been scoring like 40 points in a game, 35 points. The offense is rolling. How are you going to handle life when there's maybe a little more adversity? Things aren't what they have been. And in that second half, I mean, he made some big-time plays still and was able to not make any mistakes. He had that one near pick with Diggs, but other than that, I know the numbers don't jump out to you, but I think it was just impressive to see how he carried himself under different circumstances.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Dak Prescott. Look at all the experience he has, and he's a franchise quarterback, and he's making whatever $40 million a year, and Brock Purdy comes in there. And yeah, Brock Purdy didn't light it up. They only scored one touchdown in the game, but Brock Purdy played a better game than Dak Prescott. There's no question about it. Prescott threw the 2 interceptions and could have had a third one there at the end. But what Purdy does is he gives his team a chance, and he has a very good perspective on, kind of living to play another down, throwing the ball away. There was a play in the first half, I guess it was, where, he kind of spun out of the pocket. He had, defenders coming at him, including Micah Parsons, and he spun around and kind of lost his footing, but stayed up and had the presence of mind to be able to throw it out the back of the end zone right before taking a big time hit. So he's just done all the right things. The only play yesterday where you go, wow, that was really too close for comfort was right at the end of the first half when he held onto the ball way too long. That ball should have come out quickly, come out of bounds, and 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock, and then Robbie Gould tries to kick a field goal instead. I'm not sure what he was thinking. Finally, when he threw it away, I think the scoreboard operator did the 49ers a solid by leaving 1 second on that clock. But he's just
like theory. You think they did him a favor there?
No, I just think other than that, Brock Purdy has done. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more than what he's given this team.
No, and that's exactly it. And I think when you look at this whole situation, before we asked you about this matchup against the Eagles, Brock Purdy, can we just say it? He's the future for the 49ers right now, right?
I can't imagine that they have seen what Brock Purdy has done and then go in any other direction. Because I think, what the reason they moved on from Jimmy Garoppolo, the public reason was, the injuries. Mm-hmm. But let's just include that as a reason. Brock Purdy was healthy through his entire college career. He's been healthy, more consistently already than Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance ever has been. I don't think that Kyle Shanahan liked. I'd put it to that. I think Kyle Shanahan. Now I know Kyle Shanahan was frustrated with Garoppolo and how he saw the field and how he ran the offense. I think Purdy has been spot on, and Purdy's even making plays going to the fourth quarterback or the fourth receiver in the progression. Even the play yesterday, the Kittle catch that kind of sparked the 49ers, he wasn't even in the progression. And then Kittle saw an opening in the middle of the field. He put his hand out for Purdy. Purdy saw him and delivered the pass. So I think the big reason they wanted to get away from Garoppolo and ultimately go with Trey Lance was because of the mobility, the escapability, the aspect of being able to make plays when nothing's there. Well, we haven't seen really much at all of Trey Lance, but everything the 49ers wanted their next quarterback to be after Garoppolo, that's Brock Purdy. Maybe without the cannon arm, which Trey Lance has, but his arm is good enough and it's going to get stronger. He just has this it factor, and I just can't imagine, after going, I guess it's 8 games now since he came into the lineup, and he came into that lineup with the 49ers trailing to the Dolphins 7-3 in the first quarter. So, I know it's not considered a win for him, but between the three of us, let's agree that was a win for Brock Purdy. So they're 8-0 with him at the quarterback position.
I know we're up against it, but I have to ask you, early thoughts in this matchup, NFC Championship, headed to Philly. How do you think this may go down on Sunday?
I think it's going to be a battle like it was Sunday against the Cowboys. I mean, the intensity of that game and the way the players spoke after the game, that was intense. And I think the Eagles and Cowboys are comparable, just as I think the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the 49ers are all comparable. Those are the 3 best teams in the NFC. The Eagles are coming off just a walloping of the New York Giants. The 49ers probably have a few more bruises. They were drained after that game. I think it's going to be great. And I think it's a great defensive line of the Eagles, a great offensive line of the Eagles. Probably I'm trying to think here. Yeah, probably the best. If they had an MVP for the NFC and an MVP for the AFC as will be the NFL offensive player or MVP of the league, that would be Patrick Mahomes. But in the NFC, it's probably Jalen Hurts, and we just saw what they did when he wasn't on the field. So I just think it's a great matchup, and I think the 49ers have probably the more recognizable star power, but the Eagles have every bit the star power from young guys who are flying around playing great football on the defensive side. I think it's going to be an epic battle.
Matt, we can't thank you enough for making time for us today. I know it's been a busy stretch. Kick ass this week. I know everyone's got to check out the 49ers Talk podcast and work at NBCSportsBayArea.com. Matt, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Deuce Mo, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Appreciate it. All right, coming up next, show rolls on. We're not done. He's playing their biggest game of the season tonight, in my opinion. We're going to talk with the one and only Mark Jones or Jones. Is it Jones or Jones?
I'm pretty sure since we know him, we're going to call him Mark Jones.
Mark Jones.
There you go.
Jones is next on Sactown Sports. Okay. I know. We'll work through the tech issues. I just took my headphones on. That work okay for you?
Yeah.
We had some YouTube chat. We had some tech issues, so we were just trying to get through it.
Chris did a great job though, because I think he had to go up and down with the audio, and so as we continue to, we'll make sure that everything's conversational as we keep going through. I love Matt Maiocco.
Nicest guy ever. I wish we had more time with him.
That's what I was going to say. I think that's something too going forward that we really want to make sure that we are spending more time with our guests, because I don't want to just shorten it into 10 minutes. It's just
someone saying fix Deuce's audio. It's something happened. Okay. We're trying to get through this. So
Oh my gosh, my hair.
Yeah, it looks like a mess.
Well, it gets really kinked up with the headphones on, and on game days when I have to go do NBC,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get different headphones and maybe
Yeah,
like
you do.
care a little bit more. Okay, it's a big deal.
By the way, YouTube chat, if you're here, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe to this channel too. Let's keep this growing. Mark Jones coming up in mere moments. Big game, Morgan. Are you excited? We got a big game tonight. People are saying something's wonky with the sound. I don't know if they can hear me.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
They're saying in the chat something's weird with the sound. I'm sure. I just want to let you know.
You know what's funny, Deuce? Even when you said that,
Yeah. That's cool. That's fine.
oh, there, and I think our audio sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, that's good. That's fine. Oh man.
Working at the Kings today.
What?
Brooke says, "How do y'all prep your voices for long days of talking like this?" I don't know. Well, I think it's just like you have to practice and get. I think there's going to be days where we're like, "Whoa, that's a lot of talking," and then
Yeah.
over time, it's going to just get easier and easier.
I think the interesting days will be when we have this show. We're doing something for NBC or Stockton Kings.
Yeah,
And then doing night chat. That's when it's going to be like, okay, our voice is gone. But honestly, we've done a 12-hour live stream before, so I'm not.
Our
not too
voices were
concerned.
gone. Our voices were gone.
The audio basically sounds like a Zoom call and not a crystal clear radio microphone anymore.
Let me
We
see
still
again.
hear you guys. The audio basically sounds like I hear it. Yeah, it's a little processed or something. So, just so you guys know, I mean, they don't usually stay live during commercials on shows on the station. So we're doing this. So we're throwing a lot of curveballs at this awesome engineering staff and the people. So we'll get everything ironed out. First one. Okay.
Oh.
Is it going to be kind of the same thing, Chris, where I can? Okay, and I'll hit the live when we're starting, right? I hit the live part again. I make sure to click live on this. Okay. And then I might keep them through the break too, because it's only a minute, right? All right, YouTube chat, stand by. All right. Mark Jones coming up in just moments. I'm going to hit live over here. So we're going to be quiet for a second.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade part of the NBA's trade deadline. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, a 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are looking to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to the game with game night starting at 6 and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports 1140. It's 102. This time check is brought to you by West Coast Men's Health Acoustic Wave Therapy. Now back to the Deuce and Mo show.
Oh, yes. Welcome in. Sactown Sports 1140. Deuce and Mo, we are live. Our debut show on Sactown Sports, and super excited about it. We're going to be on Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. And what better time to be live and local during the stretch when the Kings look like they're headed in a great direction? What better way to get started? A big game tonight, Morgan. You got the Kings and Grizzlies tonight. I think it's the biggest game of the year, and one of our favorite people on the planet.
Yes.
Is the voice of the Kings. He's the one and only Mark Jones. What's up, Mark?
Hey, everything's good. Everything's good. Excited as you guys are about the game tonight. I feel like this is one of those real litmus test games to find out where the Kings really are. Coming off a disappointing loss against Philadelphia and having to protect the home court, and with the playoffs, and not just the playoffs, but beyond being the goal for the Kings this year. Getting a Memphis team that's going to be a little bit irascible. There's a word for you.
Oh, irascible.
A little irascible, cantankerous, little salty coming in here. There you go.
I love it.
Off of a loss. They got dragged last night, man, for most of that game against Phoenix. I watched it, and, they're a tough team. They like to talk a little stuff, so it'll be a fun game tonight.
Yeah, I love these type of atmospheres for a game like this because you're right. Memphis talks to everybody, but they back it up. They play physical. They have fun doing it. And the Kings have been awesome against teams below 500, 18-5 against teams under 500. That's great. You're taking care of business. I'm really interested to see how they handle things tonight because they've got to match that physicality. And we know Steven Adams is just a force down low. He's done a great job rebounding. I think these are the fun moments for a Kings team that's still trying to figure out totally who they are, but they're headed in a great direction.
Yeah, they're going to learn a lot about themselves tonight because, one of the deficiencies that Sacramento has had this year is trying to protect the paint. And lo and behold, Memphis is number one in the league in points in the paint. Their most dynamic player, one of the, I think, top 5 players in the NBA, John Morant, is amongst leaders in points in the paint and non-rim points in the paint and non-rim attempts in the paint. So got to keep him out of the lane tonight. That's going to be a big part of De'Aaron Fox's assignment for most of the night. And I really look forward to that matchup between those two guys because, the one thing that I've really noticed about De'Aaron this year is how he's positively responded to the prodding and the poking of Mike Brown constantly, how Mike keeps telling him, we need more out of you. And, you look at De'Aaron's numbers, he's averaging 24 a game, 51% from the field, shooting a 3 at about 33%, doing a great job at the defensive end. And for your coach to want more, I think is fantastic. So, this team as a whole is going to find out, just what they're made of tonight a little bit more. And Sabonis, too, going up against, you mentioned Steven Adams, arguably, I think, the strongest man in the NBA. I mean, one thing that fans, Deuce Mo can look at, one thing that fans can look for tonight is when Steven Adams sets a ball screen for Ja or anyone else, watch how many times that defender dies on that ball screen. I mean, he just crushes his opponents because he's so big and so sturdy. So being able to deal with that, whether it's fighting over, going under, whatever, getting help on the other side in a show or a double team, that's going to be a big part. And I think we're going to see one of Mike Brown's best scheme defenses tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's exactly what we see because, talking about Steven Adams and his ability to get those second chance opportunities. And then, like you were saying, John Morant and his ability to get into the paint, play, make, score, whatever it may be, there's going to need to be a lot of perimeter pressure, a lot of resistance coming from this Kings defense. But last time Mike Brown, after that loss against the Grizzlies, talked about doubling down on Steven Adams when crashing the boards. That's going to leave some guy open that maybe have an assignment to crash the board from a different angle. But the Kings defense, it can get things done if they're just super locked in and meet their physicality, right?
Yeah. And you mentioned it, Mo. It's about being able to gang a rebound. It's got to be a collaborative effort on the glass because, if you allow this team, in particular Steven Adams, who leads the NBA in offensive rebounding rate, if you allow that to happen, it spells for a long night. We saw what happened against Philadelphia when, we allowed them way too many second chance opportunities. And this team will punish you even more so because, they've got Adams, they've got a lot of length in Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a little bit of a mismatch threat at the offensive end. So this squad, the Kings, we're going to get tested in so many different ways this evening. But I've always been a proponent of the fact that the Kings are better defensively than the numbers indicate. I know they come into the game tonight with a defensive rating of 25th, but if you look at some of the different markers and metrics, in terms of contested shots in particular, the team is actually getting it done for the most part. So I'm expecting a second half surge to get us up to around, anywhere between 17 and 14 by the end of it, because I think Mike is too good a defensive coach and Jordy does a fantastic job at that end of the floor. But tonight's going to be a great way to catalyze that change and a great team to do it. I talked to Darren this morning at shoot around, and he's excited about going against this team. He's excited going against John Morant tonight. So that's going to be fun.
Mark, this is, I believe, your third year calling Kings games. In the first couple of years, we had cardboard cutouts in the stands, and last year, of course, it was still kind of restrictions with the pandemic going on. This year, we see a full house. The team's playing well. I know you've been around the league for a long time. You've been in some of the best atmospheres. You've called big-time games, finals games, playoff games. What has been your impression being here on a regular basis with the energy that's in that building right now?
I get excited going to the arena every time. I mean, it is phenomenal, the energy. There have been a couple of times this year where I've walked to games just to, as a journalist, get immersed in your environment. And it's been great, man. Get stopped at L Street and 19th, L Street and 18th, L Street and 17th, all the way up. People want to talk about Kings basketball, and it feels like everybody's in the arena. And, when you start, comparing, I know there's a lot of great fan bases around this league, but I can't think of one that's more passionate than this one here. And to watch the way that they've shown up this year to sell the building out night after night, that is a tangible impact, a positive impact on the players on the floor, because it matters. There are some nights where, you look at the calendar today, I'm looking at my watch, it's the 23rd of January. We're officially in the dog days of the NBA season, right? So when you have a sellout crowd of well over 17,000 at Golden One Center, that becomes a big-time home court advantage. And, Sacramento's 15-10 this year at home. Could probably be a little bit better at the crib here, but, you can't point the finger at the fans. They've been great. And, if you ask me to rank the top three, man, I'd give us the top two spots on the podium, and you can argue over the third place.
Hey, dude, Mark, people have been sleeping on that. They forgot. It's been a minute since the Kings have been in a winning environment. Everyone's talking about Golden State and OKC, Portland, Boston. The Kings fans been rocking for a long time, and they're thirsty and they're feeling, right, Morgan? They're feeling some type of way right now. They've got all this pent-up energy, the beam they love.
It's all of it, you guys. We talk about how this beam has been able to bring us together, but also the product on the floor is giving everyone something to feel so much joy about. And speaking of that product, I think two guys in Domas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox have really taken their games to another level. Obviously, Domas was on another team for most of the year last season. And then De'Aaron Fox, his maturity on the floor, off the floor, his leadership skills, everything has truly taken a leap. National media is starting to notice. Mark, you obviously are within the national media world as well. What are the vibes that you're getting from other people about these two?
I get a lot of questions from my colleagues at ESPN about, hey, what's going on in Sacramento? I tried telling you, I tried to let you behind the red velvet rope early, but you wanted to wait and see who was going to come in the club first. But there's a curiosity about Sacramento as to, wow, are they really that good? And then I begin to explain to them that, Mike is running an offense here that Jay Triano does a great job implementing too, of making it, it's an egalitarian system. Everybody participates in it. Everybody touches. Everybody moves. Everybody cuts. It's an equal opportunity deal, even though, the hub is Sabonis a lot of times and Fox is probably our most dynamic scorer. But everybody's included, and that inclusivity tells you that tells me as a basketball person that that's something that's sustainable. And I think people are beginning to realize it now when they look at the highest scoring team in the league yeah, Sacramento, that's real. I mean, we're 45 games into it. It's more than a trend. It's the thing. So, you know, they ask if it's sustainable. They ask, boy, how good is Sabonis? And I tell them he's kind of a poor man's Jokic right now in a kind of, you know, I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
But, you know, and there are some things that he does better than Joker. I think he's a better defender than Joker is. So I don't know. And then Fox, you know, they asked about De'Aaron. I say De'Aaron's always been a very talented player amongst the elite point guards, but now you're noticing, I tell them, because they're winning. And his numbers are not empty calories. They're contributing to winning. And that starts at the top with Monty McNair, the way the franchise has been aligned since July in Summer League.
Mark, we can't thank you enough for being a part of our first show here. You are literally the best. We're so happy that you're here in Sacramento and part of this prize. It's a fun time for this city. So just kind of enjoying this come up, man.
Hey, you know what, Deuce and Mo, you two were two of the first people I met when I came to Sacramento. And you guys, for me, in a lot of ways, are the face of this city, the basketball heartbeat, the people who are representative of Kings fans. And after I remember doing my first interview with you all, and congratulations on your slot on the show on the radio station. You guys do the damn thing. And I thought, wow, if I'm coming to Sacramento and this is what's waiting for me on this other side, I can't wait to jet and get out there. So keep up the great work. Keep doing your thing. And I'll see you at Golden One tonight.
Man,
Thank you, Mark.
that means so much, man. We'll see you tonight. Thank you so much.
You got it.
One and only Mark Jones.
Oh,
Man,
my heart. He is just absolutely amazing.
he is the best. Well, we got so much more to get to on the show live until 2 p.m. We're late. People are going to yell at us. We're late. We're late. We're late.
Does that happen?
Yes.
No.
We'll talk more Kings and Grizzlies, the biggest game of the season. That's so much more live until 2 p.m. before Kettles and Ramie on Sactown Sports. Hey, YouTube chat.
YouTube chat.
Hey, I know his audio is flipping a little bit. We're still ironing some things out, right? We're doing some things for the first time on the station. One, staying live during commercials.
One.
Yeah, because we want to chat with people.
Yep.
But also, the station hasn't done a lot of video interviews before, and we've done 2 today. So we're throwing a lot of curveballs today, and we want to do more video stuff. So we want you to be able to see Mark Jones when you're watching live and not Maiocco. So we apologize if the audio is kind of messed up. It's going to take us a minute to get things rolling completely, but we appreciate your patience, and hopefully by tomorrow, the next day, it's going to be smooth operating. But appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, I guess can we have a 3-day grace period of hey, you can screw things up, and then
free from Aggie, but there's no preseason radio shows. No, you're right. You're right. Here's what you need to know. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. It might be some of Morgan's. I don't know, but this is not on me. I am pointing fingers elsewhere. I'm just kidding. It's all good.
That's going to be Deuce's new bit. Yeah. I love it.
Oh, shout out to Austin, who's just tuning in from Spain. Stoked you guys are playing at a time where I can listen.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Show rolls on. Deuce and Mo. Yes, we are back. This is not a mistake. It's not an old episode from way back when we did a show here. No, this is live. Sactown Sports is live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p. because the people wanted it. The people demanded it. And the Kings are headed in a nice direction.
I love
it's a fun time in Sacramento.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Mark Jones, who just joined us. If you missed it, you could catch it on our YouTube page later today, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Also, the app is free, Sactown Sports, in the App Store. You need to know that our show is live on YouTube, and during the breaks, we actually stay alive over there and chat with the people. We just talk with the people a little bit before we're back on.
3 hours of liveness on YouTube, and obviously 3 hours of content on the app and obviously on the radio.
Yeah, you guys know this is not just a radio show, right? Yeah, it's on the radio. You old school people listening on 1140 on the 50,000 watt flamethrower. Yes, or 96.1-2 FM. That's awesome. But you can also get us on the app. You can get us on YouTube. We are going to be everywhere and in your face.
Oh, A little aggressive, but
No, that's not.
okay.
But by the way, how about Mark Jones putting us over?
How much did you pay him? How?
0. That guy. Can I just tell you guys a Mark Jones story for a second?
Oh,
Yes, everybody.
yes, please tell us.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
dying to know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So one of the first times I filled in on NBC Sports California with Morgan, and he was not doing the game that night. Kyle Draper was. If you're a Drapes guy, you know that. After our pregame show, Mark Jones sent us the nicest text ever. Saying, I was watching you guys. He gave us feedback. I'm like,
amazing.
You guys on a plane watching us, and then takes the time, some big shot, ESPN Kings announcer, taking the time out of his day to give us some love, to give us feedback.
And then it wasn't only then. Deuce and I got an opportunity with NBA TV and ESPN in Las Vegas to do some sideline play-by-play and color analyst work for 4 days straight, right? Mark Jones, you know it. He texts and he just tells us, hey, good job. Just words of encouragement. Just those are the type of people in this business that is why they are where they are, because they empower others. They're amazing humans. Just so thankful that he's here.
Yeah, and he'll be on the call tonight for Kings-Grizzlies. Of course, you can hear the action on Sactown Sports. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 tip-off tonight. A 7:30 tip-off. I
Should
hate
be illegal.
We don't like 7:30 tip-offs. Too late. But it is Kings-Grizzlies. There's going to be a buzz in the air at the arena that night. There's certain nights you walk in the arena and you go, ooh, got the chills. That's a big game. Tonight feels like a big game. Are you with me on that?
I'm with you.
You seem like you're not totally with me on it. It's a big game.
No. I think it is a big game. I think I'm scared. Desmond Bain is here against the Kings. We haven't seen.
I'm sorry. Did you say Desmond Bain? Desmond Bain. It's me, Desmond Bain.
Whose Bain is better, Chris?
Whose Bain is better? Okay, you go first.
Okay, ready?
You have to talk about how John Morant's your favorite.
Okay.
It's me, Desmond Bain, and John Morant is my favorite player.
Okay, now give me a prompt.
Okay, you have to talk about how Steven Adams is the best rebounder.
Whoa, are you worried about Steven Adams? But you can't forget about me, Desmond Bain.
Chris?
Okay, I would go with Deuce.
Thank you.
But both of you guys have accents that come and go throughout the impression.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so basically you still suck. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
I want to look at the injury report because I want to double check some things tonight. By the way, Chimezie Metu is listed as questionable tonight. After that, can we sit the guy for a second after what happened to him in that
Take a second, bud, okay? Just take a few seconds out, okay? Your knee literally bent the other way. My goodness.
Someone in the chat was saying Morant is questionable, so I just want to see if that is confirmed. But, yeah, I do feel like it's a big game tonight. And like you were saying, it's with Bain in the lineup.
It's different.
It is, and I think John Morant is questionable for tonight. Same with Steven Adams. So,
but
again,
we saw this the other night with James Harden and Joel Embiid out. It's still it changes things, but it shouldn't change your mindset and how you go into this game.
So yeah, John Morant with an ankle questionable, Steven Adams an knee questionable for tonight's game. Yeah, and you're right. It changes things because those two guys are obviously impactful players. But I mean, this Grizzlies team can win without Ja because you mentioned, Tyus Jones. He's one of the best backup point guards in the league, probably the best. And oh, by the way, you still have size, Jaren Jackson Jr., who is maybe the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care who's there, who's not there.
Yeah,
it's a good team that they have the depth, they've got the toughness, they have a style of play. When you play the Memphis Grizzlies, it's going to be a certain style. I'm eager to see how the Kings respond, whether or not those guys play tonight.
I'm with you because I think that sometimes a mentality shift can come about when it's like, oh, good, we're not having those guys in. So this is how we're going to play differently. Or you studied up for the game against those two. So it does change up the game plan a little bit. But the game plan standard should still be super high with how you come in, matching the mentality, matching the physicality of the other squad. You talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. and just his ability to protect the rim. It's makes life so much harder for the Sacramento Kings when they are trying to score in the paint, especially if their outside shots aren't falling. And we saw that happen a couple games ago, even in that win against OKC. Shots were not looking pretty. and they still ended up pulling out the W, but that wasn't even from like tired legs, right? And so that's what makes me nervous at times when those shots aren't falling and you have someone in the middle that can just like dominate.
I'm pretty irritated if those guys sit tonight. I just wanted a real measuring stick game, a true test. Okay, how you respond after the Sixers game is one thing, but it's also the last time you faced them. Adams did his thing. He had that 23 rebounds.
Yeah.
He's averaged 16 rebounds a game against the Kings. I just wanted to see the true test. It's same with the Sixers. You want to see how this team performs against the best of the best, not different versions. Of course, you'll take the win or whatever if you're able to win, but I want to see them go head to head with some of these best teams in the league. And by the way, another reason why we got to get rid of back-to-backs in the league, because there are people who are trying to go to this game tonight because they want to see Ja Morant play, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Ja play. You want to. There's little kids who want to see the Fox Morant matchup. But hey, back-to-back, they played last night, so these teams elect to rest him.
Do you think we're going to have some bandwagon Grizzly fans coming along?
Yes, there's a ton of bandwagon Grizzlies fans. We'll talk more about that game. Oh, also, did you guys hear the comments that Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce had to say about the Sacramento Kings?
Let's hear them again.
Yeah, we'll do that. Coming up next on Sactown Sports. Okay. It is so weird, guys, in the YouTube chat because we're so used to podcasting now that like when I get a break sign, I'm like, oh, we got a break. It's just like a weird part. Like it's weird to break.
It's very
I just like
weird.
talking.
I'm like, I could have talked for 25 more minutes about that, but no, it's and that's why we wanted to make sure that we were pulling this into the break and still talking with the YouTube chat while you guys are here. Just I don't know, it's like a basketball player staying warm, right? Like you stay with it, you stay fresh, stay energized, and I'm digging this format for us too.
One thing for the people here, if you have not hit the thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I mean, the subs are going up and up on this channel, which is great news.
Wait,
all right?
heck yes.
That's really exciting to see. And make sure to spread the word. Tell people like, hey, Deuce and Mo are back on the radio too. And they're on YouTube. So anyway, I'll be right back.
Spread the word. Thank you. Deuce has had one donut, just for everyone to know. JR says, but Beck needs to invite Shannon Sharpe to the game. I agree. The one time I would really love for Shannon Sharpe to be at the game would be tonight, courtside, in that same cardigan. He was rocking those Dior Jordans or whatever those are, like some really expensive shoes. Do you know what those are, Chris?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, they're like
I didn't see the shoes.
Sneakerheads are like on this stuff, and they're really I think they're like $6,000 shoes. He was not about to throw down in $6,000 Jordans.
Young Bucks would.
Yes, the Young Bucks would good. The Young Bucks would throw down in some Jordans, as they always do. I got my Air Force Ones on today. Yes, everyone likes. Thank you. Thank you. They're shiny and new. My socks, not so crisp. And oh God. I knocked over the tank. Deuce's water bottle, everybody. Is 50 Cent going to get into it with Ja's dad tonight? No.
Dude, honestly, well, yeah. There's no way Ja's dad is going to the Kings game, right? And who would be the best candidate to get into it with a Grizzlies player? Like, it would have to be 50 Cent. Because it's not like you have a regular celebrity.
Someone else said Dusty Baker.
Could you imagine 70-year-old Dusty Baker getting into it? He's just John at a player. Dusty.
He should go old school.
Yeah.
Ramon. Flick the tooth.
Oh, Razor Ramon. Let's go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know that the Kings have. What?
Oh, Benjamin said Rasay Fox. De'Aaron's wife.
She's got a little fire, but she knows better. She played the game. She would only go at someone, I think, if someone went at her first.
Oh,
she would not initiate.
100%.
She's a hooper.
Dude, she's a hooper. She's a badass. Oh, I got my JJ Redick newsletter that I get.
Hey, people don't like JJ in this town, okay?
I mean, come on. It's you guys get over that.
Dude, I appreciate everyone sharing that how they're watching us. We got people showing us on their TV streaming the show. That is amazing.
Yeah. Too kind, you guys. Oh, that is so cool. Oh.
Fred says, I'll take one for the squad and rush John. No, do not do that.
Nope.
No, we do not approve of that.
No.
You may not play tonight.
I know.
Maybe I've got a sore ankle.
Wait, I want to see. That's what I want to see. Their schedule.
I mean, second I have a back-to-back.
It is, but I was curious how much longer this road trip was for them.
Let's see here. They play the Warriors on Wednesday. Oh, they're doing the look ahead to the Warriors already. I don't like that. I'm sick of teams sitting there, guys.
And Minnesota, and then they're back home for 2.
I'm sick of teams doing that against the Kings.
I don't care this year. I think your point is valid. I think it's fair. And as just someone who enjoys the game and consumes so much NBA, yes, it's frustrating. But as my Kings fandom goes, it's good stuff.
Chris, will you be able to put the KG stuff? Should I toss to it?
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
This is Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. We have a trade prior to the NBA's trade deadline. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Washington Wizards are sending forward Rui Hachimura to the Los Angeles Lakers for guard Kendrick Nunn, a 2023 second-round draft pick from Chicago, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. 49ers are going to the NFC Championship game following their 19-12 win over the Cowboys yesterday at Levi Stadium. The Niners have a 12-game winning streak. They'll look to make it 13 when they face the Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday, with the winner going to the Super Bowl. Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies lost last night to the Phoenix Suns, while the Kings are looking to rebound from their 2-point loss to the 76ers on Saturday. You can listen to the game starting with game night at 6 o'clock and tip-off scheduled for 7:30 right here on Sactown Sports. It's 1:30. Time check is brought to you by West Coast Men's Health Acoustic Wave Therapy. Now back to the Deuce and Mo Show.
Oh, yes. Deuce, Mason, Morgan, Reagan, we are live in the afternoon, 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific time every day. I'm repeating that a lot for the people who are in and out with the radio, but I know the people on YouTube stay through. They're hanging with us at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
So cool.
1140.
So cool.
Also, you can download that Sactown Sports app. Kings and Grizzlies tonight getting word that John Morant and Steven Adams questionable for this game tonight. Grizzlies have lost 2 in a row, including last night in Phoenix to the Suns. They're down 29 points in that game, rallied to cut it to 2 at the end, but they have lost a couple of games in a row, and the Kings' 6-game win streak was snapped just the other night to the short-handed Sixers. I want to move on from that game, and I don't care who's playing. Just go win the game tonight. Just please.
I'm with you. I don't need. That's why I'm like, I don't need it to be a test. I understand what you were saying before the break, just talking about how, look, you want to see the team for what it really is and what they are, and part of their identity is Steven Adams and John Morant. But at the same time, for the Kings right now, I'm just in that groove of just get every W you can, especially coming off of a really disappointing loss against the Sixers. Let's make things better. Get this win against the Grizzlies. I don't care if a lot of people out there are going to be saying that's without Steven Adams.
Doesn't matter.
Don't
You
care.
got to take care of business, and I want them to be better at home. They're 15-10 at home. They can be better than that. They've had some home games that, to be honest, I think the most disappointing losses they've had this year, for the most part, have been on the home floor. The Charlotte game, that one Lakers game, the Hawks, right? Even early on against the Blazers, way early on, they've had some disappointing home losses. So I want them to kind of get it going on the home floor again. I think that, to me, is important, especially in the back half of the season. I think that goes a long way. Hey, by the way, there's so many ways to hit us up during the show. You can also be in the YouTube chat. We're reading it. Shout out to Tina, who said, just got my Deuce and Mo shirt in the mail. Awesome. Appreciate that. So we appreciate everyone watching us live there. Also, you can hit us up if you ever want to call us, 1-800-920-1140. That's 1-800-920-1140. I didn't realize we actually had people here. Let's check in first with Neil. What's up, Neil?
Deucey.
What is up?
Deuce Mo.
Hi, Neil.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I am so happy for you guys.
Thank you.
You know, real quick though, you were just talking about a Deuce and Mo shirt. I recently broke my Deuce and Mo coffee cup on accident, and I thought it was going to be bad luck for you guys. And look what that did for you guys.
Dude,
you owe me a big thank you.
Well, I think I'm glad it was on accident. You weren't like mad at something we said and we broke it. Like, oh, I hate them. But yeah, I guess it was good luck, man.
That was my favorite cup, Deucey. I've been tracking. I've been a audio radio junkie for as long as you two have been alive, really, and I've been following both of your careers. I was listening when Deuce was a little grunt for the Rise guys back in the day.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
And over the last few years, I've been so impressed with what you guys have done for yourself, and I've been shocked that one of our local stations didn't try to take advantage of it. And I'm glad to see someone has finally been smart enough to do it. You guys well deserve it. Well, I'm very happy for you guys to have this opportunity. I wanted to call in and say it.
Well, we appreciate. I mean, and honestly, one, thank you so much.
So much.
Number two, people say this all the time, being serious. Like, it would not have happened if we didn't have the support from people who listen to our podcast, and that blew up in a big time way. And then, some people finally woke up.
Hey,
right? Like, hey,
thanks for waking up. Huh?
Back up the Brinks truck for Deuce and Mo, and maybe you'll have a chance.
We're joking.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But hey, Neil, we appreciate you checking in, man. Good to hear your voice.
You bet. Be well. Hey, can I give a quick recommendation?
Yeah, what you got?
I just finished listening to an audiobook that every sports fan, Sacramento Kings, should read.
Okay.
Such a Beautiful Family by T.R. Reagan.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Good plug. Yes, Morgan's mom is an author. So.
Oh my
nice
God,
plug.
that is an amazing plug. Yes, T.R. Reagan killing it with her thrillers.
Literally killing in her thrillers.
Everybody in her thrillers.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely,
correct.
absolutely.
What's her body count at now?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a great question.
We
need
should
to find
ask her. I don't know. She's written like 18 thrillers, so I'm gonna guess. Let's say an average.
At least one a book.
Oh, more book. There's some very bad things out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'll get a number for you.
Real fast. The thing I was talking about before the break. It's one thing for us to give the Kings love.
Yeah.
And hear like locally Mark Jones, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, two future Hall of Famers, were on Showtime. Dude, they were giving the Kings so much love, and guess what? They said they believe in the Kings.
Yeah, his game ain't sexy. You ain't looking at him. You know, it ain't sexy. You know what I'm saying?
You don't hear the heart.
Yeah, you know it ain't. So you ain't really looking.
He's efficient though. He productive.
It's like, all right. At the end of the day, when you look at the numbers, 20, 15,
right here.
6.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
He holds his own, man.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing. I like how the Kings culture, you can see it, has made a super change from what it used to be. So yeah, shout out to Sacramento, man. I know, man, they've been driving that for a minute, man. Good to see them.
Mike Brown,
He's
shout out to him.
shout out
He
to
gonna
Mike
be up.
Brown.
He gonna be up for
Coach of the year. He should, straight up. And then too, man, what you think they finish? They finish top 4, top 5? The way they playing now, huh?
I think they're gonna be up there, man, because they've been healthy. If they stay healthy, because a lot of these older teams behind them, they inconsistent.
Yeah.
They dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
They thinking they young, they spry, and they're a team you don't want to see on a back-to-back. Them young legs, you come in the sack, they pressing the beam. They got the whole new energy up there. The energy is shifted in sack.
I need to get up there. Shout to that bomb, right?
Dude, that's Kevin Garnett. That's Paul Pierce. Those are guys who know basketball, and they didn't sound like casuals. You know, you hear a lot of like NBA pundits and like, oh, you haven't watched the Kings. It's clear you have not seen Sabonis and Fox actually play a game. They actually sound locked in.
And not only that, it's like sometimes you'll hear some that want to jump on for the fun. So they're like, well, yeah, they're doing things great. No, those two actually watching some stuff. A little shout out to Matt Barnes there at the end. So they're watching their guy, Matt Barnes, with the Sacramento Kings. And it's just, I don't care what anyone says. It is cool hearing those two talk about the Sacramento Kings in this light. It is still cool hearing anyone in the national media give love to the Sacramento Kings, because I don't know if you guys know this, something that we have not heard from years. And in fact, we've heard the opposite for the Kings for so many years.
Yeah, they also gave love to De'Aaron Fox. They feel like it's going in a good direction. Do we have time to even play that last cut? We probably don't. Anyway, it was just really cool to hear two guys that sound locked into what the Kings are doing. And, you know, I think sometimes Kings fans have a little PTSD over the last 16 years. It's been a lot, right? A lot of losing. Sometimes you've got high hopes and then it comes crashing down. I think for the first time in a long time, it feels like it's truly shifting in Sacramento.
Yep, I'm with you.
All right, coming up next, we got closing time. We go over some of the stories we may have missed, and we get you closer to KANGZ and Ramie. Kings and Grizzlies tonight. The Niners are in an NFC Championship game. It's a beautiful time on Sactown Sports.
Wait, we're already done after this?
I think this is our final segment coming up here, believe it or not.
That was so quick.
I know. We're on 11 to 2. What did you want 4 hours?
No, I don't. I don't have time for 4 hours. I literally have to redo my ugly hair now to figure out what I'm going to do with that on game days. But yeah, national media attention. It is awesome. I think it's just like perspective. Like, we're complaining when the national media is pooping all over them, and then we got to also enjoy the love that is being given right now. It's a cool time.
And for so long, how long have we been in a situation where it's like even the Kings do something well, it's like made fun of? Like, even the Beam at first was kind of made fun of. Remember, Kristen Ledlow was like, "Oh, see how much that's actually lit this year."
Yeah.
And then like even the Sabonis Halliburton trade stuff, where people like Jalen Jacoby dumped on it, JJ Redick dumped on it. So it's like, okay, are you guys gonna ever give them love?
Jalen and Jacoby didn't dump on it. They had the most ridiculous takes forever.
Should the league investigate?
Should the league investigate because of the trade that they made with Halliburton and Sabonis? It was the most irresponsible narrative I have ever heard of.
Hey, Chris, do you know if like Ramie's gonna come in at some point in this segment? I know. Okay, we haven't seen any of them. We haven't seen the KANGZ and Ramie.
I've never seen them. Wait, I don't think I've ever
ducking
seen them in person.
You didn't see my media day?
Oh, from afar. I didn't know them. And I think they were working. Ow.
They were working.
Yeah. Why is it? Oh, there he is. He's real.
He is real?
If he wants. If he wants. Yeah. Cool.
Should we do closing time with?
Yeah. If
right,
Ramie's down,
we'll talk to Ramie for a few.
That'll be fun. Because hey, I just haven't met you
Brad,
yet.
Brad, the beam is definitely hyped.
Just so you know, we're live on our stream during commercials. Yeah, so we are live right now. It's it's something that we just kind of do with
Wait, have you guys officially met?
No, that's why I'm like I was.
Yeah, it's media day, dude. Good to see you, man.
Hi, Ramie. It's so good to meet you. I am so excited to be here working with you guys. Yeah, everyone's getting to witness this. This is great.
Dude, I appreciate it.
No, thank you so much. We also already heard. Oh yeah, do we want him to like get in our shot and I make it wide? Yeah, let's or do whatever you think you want to do, Chris.
Brooks says ponytail cam. Yeah, it kind of is.
Ponytail cam. What was I gonna say? Oh, we're trying to do the segment that we used to do a long time ago called closing time, and so it like toward the end we'll just have a fun little shoot a whole bunch of topics.
They're just random topics.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I heard too that Cattles likes to come in here and clean everything off. Got it. Okay. I will be ready to like. Please. Lysol. A routine.
You know what's crazy? It's that he's not gonna have as much time to do that.
I know. Well, maybe if he gives me whatever he likes, kind of, I could at least do my spot.
I don't think that's gonna work. I
He'll
think
be
he's
like,
gonna
"You're
try to do it
gross."
over.
No.
You probably do it
Oh.
right here.
Yay. I think it's gonna be that camera. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wait, which?
Oh, good.
Oh man.
Welcome back.
What's up, JG? Very fast 3 hours. Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's not over yet. I mean, we still got 10 minutes. We are live on Sactown Sports. Deuce and Mo, first show in like almost 7 years. Kind of insane.
Oh yeah, that is correct. It is weird, and it's weird that this is the last segment already. And
you know, you're saying that now, but like,
I know.
Wait a few weeks.
I
Wait
know.
a few weeks, and you're like, oh, God, why did we do that third hour? That sucks. But we shouldn't say that too loud because Ramie's here from Pals and Ramie. They're on 2 to 6 now. They gained an additional hour. So
try 4.
Yeah, try 4, Morgan. Try 4.
I'm sorry. I know that sounds way more difficult. And I just met Ramie, and I'm so excited that I had the ability to meet you like live, also on camera. Oh, good. They're getting
you
on
guys
camera.
do the show in the break.
Yeah,
Which I said to you is brave. Nick and I we say the things you can't say on the air. That's what the break is for.
Okay,
on the Candles and Ramie show. You know
that
what I
makes
mean?
sense. We're idiots. We go, hey, let's keep rolling here. First of all, I heard you the other day when they made the announcement, and you did the standard you have set for us. It's just way too high. Morgan, I don't know if you heard this. He was raving, "Oh, this is the biggest signing ever."
It's a big signing.
You got it. Hey,
do I need to chill out on that? Do you guys want me to lower the bar?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. The bar is too. I do say like set the bar low, and then and then you should exceed expectations. So my bad.
It's not signing. It's not like LeBron going to Lakers. It's like the Kings getting Kevin Huerter.
I said it was. I said it was Sabonis-like. If you want me to say it's more Huerter-like, I'll say it's more Huerter-like. Yeah, they're the red velvet of the station, if that's what you prefer.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh, the love. It feels amazing. But thank you for setting the standard so high. Oh, dear God.
So how are you liking Sacramento? Like, did you have any preconceived perceptions when it came to
really? No, not really, because you don't hear about Northern California so much when you're from where I'm from. Like when I lived my whole life in the Midwest. When you hear about California, you hear about like
Beach Town.
You hear about LA, you hear about San Francisco, maybe a little bit about Oakland, and that's where it stops. Like you don't hear about the rest of California if you're from where I'm from. So I had no preconceived notions really. When I came out here, I knew the Kings. Obviously, I knew the Kings were here. I wasn't sure what kind of sports team, what kind of sports town it was outside of that, which is like our job. What we do is knowing what kind of sports town you're living and working in. But it's been great. My girlfriend, we're doing a long distance thing for a while. She just moved out here.
Congrats!
Happy New Year. Thank you. So now I have somebody to go explore the city with a little bit and see things and do things.
You live in like downtown?
Live in Midtown.
Good.
Oh,
there's some people who move here and they go on the outskirts and they don't know Sacramento. You're
talking about Nick Cattles right now.
Oh no!
So Nick Cattles, he's probably in Roseville
He
or
can't
something.
hear us right now, so no, for sure. No, that is so great. And I mean, you talk about you had no idea like what it was going to even be like a sports town. Is it interesting to see how crazy this town is about the Sacramento Kings?
I could tell. Like there are certain things that I think translate or relate to any fan base or any sports market. Which one of the things is like hungry fans, like fans that have. And you guys can see the hat.
Yeah,
I grew up in the Chicago area, Cubs fan. Like I finally in 2016 they did it, but my whole life was suffering as a Cubs fan. You know what I mean? And I know that feeling. When it breaks through, I worked in Milwaukee for a while, and the Bucks were nothing but suffering forever. And when they broke through, I was lucky enough to be part of that celebration, go to the parade, the whole thing. So I knew that Kings fans were kind of in that boat and just waiting for a reason to pop, and they're getting every reason they could possibly get to pop this year.
It is insane
with what they're doing. And it's been great. It's been great to talk about every day, to watch, to see it happen, to see it grow and flourish. It's awesome.
8 winning seasons in 38 years for the Kings.
We know. Thank you.
Only 10 playoff appearances. So it's like they are thirsty. They are parched. They've got sand in their mouth. They're ready for this to finally go into a right direction. All right. I think it's time. Let's bring it on. It's closing time.
Closing time. It's closing time.
You'll
but
get it.
before we go, you know we have to give you a last call.
All right, closing time. It's pretty simple. We got a whole bunch of random topics at the end of the show. We can just go around the room with this. Who do you guys think had the most impressive performance in the NFL weekends?
Why not just give it to Brock Purdy, right? Because we're kind of in Niners Nation, and we've given love to a lot of different guys. But I'm going to go Brock Purdy, being the rookie quarterback that he is, and obviously stepping up to not even have his best performance in some of these games that he has won, but to still help lead a team.
I think Nick is going to have a rant on the show today about how people are getting a little too carried away with Brock Purdy.
Oh,
so
no,
we can just cut that for Ramie later today.
I'm going to get this desk so messy for him, he's not even going to be able to clean it.
Can I put it on a unit?
Yeah.
The 49ers defense
Love
was
it.
amazing on Sunday. So that's where I would go.
How about Joe Burrow, anyone? I don't know, going to Buffalo in the snow?
That's pretty cool.
That was a dominant performance, and now he's moving up in the NFL, man. He's one of the guys.
Okay.
He's got the personality, the flair. I dig him.
We get it.
All right, next up.
Patrick Lavon Mahomes II winning a playoff game on basically one leg.
Yeah, they amputated it, I think, and he kept playing.
I'm sure he was going to go full Ronnie Lott and say, just take it.
All that on a peg leg, it was pretty impressive. That was pretty good.
Okay, a lot of good stories of the weekend, okay?
Rui Hachimura traded to the Lakers today. Does that do anything for you and the Lakers?
Okay. So it does for me in the sense of I really like Rui. I think at the end of the day, does it move the needle for the Lakers?
No.
Probably not at all. They're going to have to make a lot more moves if they actually want to be the playoff team that they want to be with LeBron James. But I do believe it's like the start of something.
Yeah, I don't think it changes much for the Lakers. I think he's somebody who you add him to the Kings or another team that's like right there on the verge of contending or being taken a little more seriously in the playoff picture. He helps a team like that. The Lakers are too far away for Rui Hachimura to make a difference.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I understand it's kind of a low risk move for them. It's not like they had to give up a ton to do it.
No.
He has size and all that, but I think the idea of Rui is better than the reality of what he brings to the table. I think people look at him, oh, he's big, he's long. Oh, if he could do this, this, and this. He hasn't done it on a consistent basis. So it's an okay move, but it's not going to all of a sudden propel them. This day, 2015, Klay Thompson scored an NBA record 37 points in the third quarter against the Kings. Morgan,
One quarter, Ronnie.
where does this rank on the painful KANGZ scale for you? Is it
the painful
yeah,
scale?
1
like,
to 10 on the KANGZ?
It's the 10. I mean, I put someone else there that we do not speak of his stupid name
Robert
here.
Horry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
You just spoke the name.
oh God. But I would say that Klay Thompson's 37-point quarter is right underneath that in so many different ways, because it was just how bad things were going for the Sacramento. And it's just like, oh, shove it in our face a little bit more.
37-point. I don't remember which game it was, but a team scored 80 points on the Kings in a half this year, and they're like, oh my God, like you can't let that happen. One player almost paced that in a quarter against that's
37.
Klay Thompson.
That's ridiculous.
Was hitting everything. And G-Man, Gary Gerald, the radio play-by-play voice for the Kings, was saying that it was one of the most magical performances that he had ever called, which totally makes sense as a basketball fan and NBA fan, but also, screw you, Klay Thompson.
It wasn't that painful to me because the Kings they weren't supposed to be good. They were bad. It was just like, oh, this is the Kings.
It was at that point.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like, at that point, you're like, I'm just kind of impressed. Like, the guy dropped 37 points. That's insane.
Dark things were being thought.
You're just watching for the other team at that point.
Yes, exactly. So, Kings-Grizzlies tonight, the biggest game of the season, I think. We're getting word that John Morant, Steven Adams, questionable for tonight. Who you got? You hate making predictions. I get it.
I know I hate making predictions. But because I'm now doing a sports radio show 5 days a week, I'm going to have to. So I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings.
You're not going to die if you make a prediction. Like,
anyone here going to hurt me? I'm going to go with the Kings, even though before the news, I was still feeling the Grizzlies getting the win. They just lost to. It's the second night of a back-to-back for them, but at the same time, they just beat the Kings on the second night of a back-to-back on New Year's Day anyway.
Yeah, I'll take the Kings in this one, especially with the news that Ja and Steven Adams are questionable.
Yeah.
If both are questionable, I'm thinking at least one of them sits out. So I think I'm going to give it to the Kings.
Kings roll either way.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know about roll. They're going to win. I should say that.
Yeah, roll.
But see, that's how you make a prediction because he knows it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, it matters to me. Last one. I don't know if you're a wrestling. Are you a wrestling fan?
Not really.
Ooh,
Okay.
do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it
Casual
anyway.
at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
WWE Raw's 30th anniversary is tonight. Who's your least favorite popular wrestler of all time?
Oh wow.
Least favorite popular wrestler, a guy that gets a lot of love that you're saying. Ugh. I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, tell me yours.
It's Edge, the rated R superstar. He was popular. Why was he so popular? Because there was not a lot of talent in the post-Attitude Era?
Wow.
No, overrated.
Wow.
Morgan.
Well, I mean, can I just go off that and go, you know how many times I've said this? Ooh, I'm going to say it.
Ronda Rousey?
No,
Oh.
Matt Hardy.
Wow.
I know. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
all the tables he jumped through for
You
you.
guys,
Wow.
and he did great, but it's not your time anymore. Delete. It has been deleted. Go away.
John Cena made me quit watching wrestling.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That was a
You can't even
I like the
see.
dude, like
Yeah.
all the stuff he does for Make-A-Wish, and he's actually turned into a decent actor. I like
Yeah.
Peacemaker on HBO Max, but he came out to the ring rapping, and I was like, I'm done with wrestling. That's it for me, and I haven't gone back since.
That's hilarious.
God.
Rami, thanks so much for hanging
Oh,
out with us.
Oh,
My
you want
pleasure.
to know mine?
Oh, Chris.
yeah, Chris.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh my.
big wrestling
This is probably a good thing because this is probably going to make a lot of people upset.
Ooh.
I cannot stand Heartbreak Kid. Shawn Michaels.
Get out right now.
I cannot
Really?
stand
I'm
him.
gonna
I do not like him.
kick you, sweet chin
I
music
will
through
put
the
you in a
door.
figure
Yeah, I think
four.
we're all going to just
I'm a Bret
drop
Hart
you.
guy. So I do not like Shawn Michaels.
This show isn't going to work anymore.
Grumpy ass Bret Hart.
Put you in a sharpshooter.
Appreciate everyone joining us on the first show. Stay with us. Go to youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Watch Cattles and Ramie. You can get them on the app. And coming up next, they're live straight ahead on Sactown Sports.